you also lose muscle at the same time because you're fasting. Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, with another episode of Open Discussions. Here we are again in the studio. I know it's been so fucking long. Trust. But if you want to watch any content, check out Direct Discussions. We're going to be back to back on these Open Discussion episodes with a little twist back in August. So I guess in August, not back in August, because that seems fucking counterproductive. But nevertheless, today we are going to talk about everything that we don't usually talk about. Maybe some of the things that you guys want to talk about and get our inputs in. With that being said, let me go ahead and pass it over to Ariel real quick.
Okay, it's on me. All right. Well, hey, welcome back. Look, it's been, a month and a half. We took a break, but we're excited to be back, man. And we got a lot of good things happening towards the end of the year. And we got a little bit of a schedule change, too, which we're thinking about as well. So, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, whoever is watching, and you guys keeping up with us and showing the support and the love. We appreciate that, man. And we have my co-host for the night, good old Sergio, man. Welcome back, bro. Fuck yeah.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I'll be a co-host tonight. I'm usually on the Purple Pill Pod, but thank you for inviting me on, guys. It's always fun collabing with Open Discussions, and hopefully we get to talk about some, cool viral things that are happening right now in the online community.
Yeah, oh yeah, nice. Okay, and go ahead.
Oh, so quick disclaimer: we got some more people coming on the way, but we're just gonna go ahead and get it going. They can hop in when they can. But Sergio, Ariel, who's gonna do the honors and introduce our special guest for the night?
Well, we do have a special guest tonight. Her name goes by Valerie.
Yeah.
That's right. Welcome back.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back.
Introduce yourself. Yeah, for the people that don't know, we didn't see the other episode, but go ahead.
Well, I was here before, and I'm excited to be here. And let's get this shit cracking, because I've been waiting. So I'm excited for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Get it popping.
Man, there's so many things to talk about right now. Like, I'm never on this shit because I'm usually behind the scenes with this shit. But let's talk about the most viral thing going on today. Ash Trevino, bro, getting punched at a nightclub in Dallas this week. What's up with that?
Yeah, to those who follow TikTok like that, I don't really know the backstory too much on why people hate her so much, but yeah, it's a good topic to kind of start things off. So, do you guys follow her that at all?
I can explain a little bit because I've seen, I've heard girls talk about it. I think the biggest thing is she goes viral for basically being like a lolcow, kind of like a funny person. Everybody like her crashing out all the time, crazy life that's falling apart. She lets other influencers say lots of very dirty things about her, which I guess also helps her go viral a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, she has her TikTok live there's many people in my opinion that go viral on TikTok live, but here in the Dallas area, I think she's from Ennis.
She's from Ennis.
Yeah, and so she's like one of the rare ones I would say in this area that's a good lolcow. Like you just watch her streams and just laugh your ass off at how bad her life is, like very bad. but let's have the woman actually tell us a little bit more, because I know y'all know way more about her. Most guys don't watch her.
I don't watch her really either. I just hear from people that I know just because I'm kind of relatively close to her in the area, but yeah, I don't really have much to say.
From what I heard, it's like the reason why people, because I don't want to say I got cooked in the comments, but I posted something like when that video came out. I was like, man, like no one deserves to get punched or get hit off guard. I feel like if you're gonna do something, like let the other person be aware of what's gonna happen.
At least give them a fucking warning. Be like, hey, Be like, hey, bitch.
Yeah, no, straight up. And what really triggered me most there was that homegirl hit, threw the punch, and then you could hear her boyfriend saying, "What are you doing?" And then shaking his head afterwards.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're putting him in danger as well. If she was surrounded by dudes and they came in like, "What the fuck's going on?" Whatever, like. Homeboy got to step up. For what? For some stupid?
Yeah.
So here, let me actually give you the backstory on this. Yeah. Shout out to my barber, ESPN Barbershop. he broke it down for me. Yeah. He explained everything because I guess he knows like the local game. So the guy who... there's a guy who she's been collabing with recently who does like a boxing channel
Yeah.
that's about like where he does like the random fights in random places and stuff like that. And so he was messing with Ash, and Ash was like, they were talking about like running a train on her and like all this stuff. It was just content bullshit. But so that girl that punched her is the girlfriend of that guy, or the ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
she went and punched her because she was hanging out with her ex, and they were talking about sexual stuff
That's
together.
the dude. His name is Santi or some shit, right?
Santi,
Yeah, so, shout out to
Actually
my
saw him
barber
the
because I
other
didn't know
day.
anything. So he explains to me a couple days.
Yeah.
And so like when he explained it though, like he made it very clear. Okay, this is why this happened, you know. And the guy recording, I don't think he had any. And he even brought up, you know, I kind of agree with him on this. Was it staged? Because like the guy,
like
who recorded it instantly, as soon as like he recorded it, flips the camera to the girl making like a tongue face, like, come on, bro, like, this had to be staged, right? Like, this had to be staged. It was way too perfect. I don't know.
The funny thing about it though is that like you see the video and then it's at a fucking nightclub and it looks like shit. Everyone's having a good time and then she's just there, bro. If you listen closely, you can hear somebody talk about, oh yeah, $30 to pay to get a picture with her, and then the dude in the video, the dude in the video was like, what the fuck no. And you can hear him and say that, and right after that, that's when that girl comes in with a haymaker.
Maybe it wasn't staged then. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
I just feel like, bro, like anyone gets hit like that, like again, I feel like it's a sucker punch, bro. Like I don't know. I mean, maybe
it's
women
a
are
cheap
different.
shot to me. Like, you gotta let them know ahead of time, at least some type of way.
I mean, doesn't this say though how women can be incredibly jealous? Though this was her ex. Like she was mad about her ex, you know, just hanging out with this girl. Like that girl was so mad about her ex. She went and literally clocked another girl, an influencer, just because she's mad about losing her ex. No,
yeah, but mad for what?
Crazy.
But mad for what?
But she was with her man there. Like, okay, doesn't that tell you like why you're still triggered about?
Exactly. Like for what?
Crazy.
Here's my take on it. Yeah, she gets punched in the mouth, but I mean, the only person I see benefiting is the dude that was in the video trying to get a picture with her. Like the girl that nobody even knows who this fucking girl is unless people like know her.
Yeah.
But like, who the fuck is this female that like clocked her? I mean, don't get me wrong, Ash Trevino's a horrible person by all means. I've seen what she's done and all that shit, right?
Oh my god.
But at the end of the day, I feel like this girl was clout sharking.
She was clout chasing. Yeah.
It was definitely clout sharking, you know, because like that's how like if you go punch somebody like that in the face, you're gonna get. I don't know how many followers that girl had before this happened and how much she has afterwards, but I guarantee you, if we go look at the girl that punched her in the face, she probably gained a solid amount of followers.
I'm pretty sure.
Just for punching Ash Trevino in the face.
That video started like rotating all throughout Instagram, but then on TikTok it blew up too. And if you read the comments, everyone's like, thank you, like you did us a favor. Like crazy. It's so crazy, bro. And again, I wrote something. I was like, look, like, you know, I think it was uncalled for. I think, you know what I'm saying, it was ghetto as hell. That's what I said. It's ghetto as hell, trying to get some attention, some clout, just for what? Right? And so I got cooked. No, I didn't get cooked. No. There was a bunch of people in there that like a bunch of young people.
You got toasted, maybe.
Not really, because everyone kept saying that she's a pedophile. But it's like, okay, what's a pedophile? Oh, she tries to sleep with 19-year-olds. How is that being a pedophile? Let's be real. According to law, anything below 18 is considered to be illegal.
I thought it was 17 in Texas.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I thought it was 17.
Hey, look, I'm not into.
I don't look into.
I don't either, but that's just what I heard.
I don't look into that kind of shit. But I mean,
okay, but here's my question. Isn't she like 40 something though?
Yeah.
What
Wait,
the
is she?
I'm telling you, this is what she does though. This is like her lolcow thing. I've seen her do this multiple times, and this goes viral whenever she fucks with guys that are super young, and but they're not underage, but she does have I guess she is kind of like a parody of the whole man versus women discussion of the same thing, where like older men with younger women. She's kind of the parody or the lolcow of TikTok that does the same thing as a woman messing with younger influencer guys, though.
Yeah. But you know what's funny though? Like every time I see people like talk about her, it's usually the women on her ass, dog. But most of the men are just kind of like, no. I mean, they just kind of like out of the comment section unless you're white knighting and shit. So let me ask you a question, Ariel. When you posted that comment on there, and it's funny because most of the comments on there aren't getting as many likes as your comment. Like, what are some of the most negative things people said in response to your thing?
that a pedophile defending another pedophile. What? Like what?
What? That's crazy work.
Oh, pedos defending pedos. And it's like, bro, what? Like, not once did I ever say I like fuck with like, you know, like 19, 8. Nah, hell no. But hey, teach your own.
Dude,
you know
TikTok is like the king of straw manning positions. Like they will just say that you believe in something so crazy because you disagree with something, and you have nothing to do with what they're talking about.
It's like, you know, and then I wrote back and I was like, there's so many uneducated people in this fucking chat. You know what I'm saying? Or in this thread. Because again, it doesn't make you a pedophile if you date somebody that's 19 years old. You know, it doesn't, according to law. Let's be real, right? But it doesn't look cool. Yeah, sure. But I mean, if we're talking about legit laws and all that, then it doesn't make you a pedophile.
This is just like Leo DiCaprio.
You know what's crazy? And you see this shit all the time, right? But in social media, whenever you see all these A-lister celebrities dating 20, 30 years younger below them, it's perfectly accepted. Yeah. But if you're not that fucking guy, if you don't got your money right, if you don't got your fit right, if you don't got your personal brand right, and you're doing this shit, you're automatically labeled as a pedophile.
Yeah.
So what does this say, though, about the algorithm, though, or the people that are watching these TikTok videos are the ones that go the most viral? If the top comment is bringing up pedophilia when it comes to these type of things, it says that a lot of people are very misstrued on what is actually pedophilia or like what is actually bad in the dating dynamics. That's a lot of hurt people, that either women that date older men or men that dated older women, which I think is super rare. But that they're so hurt by that as soon as they see it, even this lolcow doing it, they have to talk about it, and then they all upvote it. Yeah. This younger generation that is following that trend, they're truly brainwashed and not even understanding what pedophilia is.
Yeah.
I want to turn this into a different direction, but Val, what is the oldest guy you'll date, and what is the youngest guy you'll date?
Damn, that's crazy. I would say the oldest guy, maybe like 33, 34.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then youngest, I would say maybe like 23, 24. Youngest.
Pedophile. I'm just kidding.
Not even close, but thank you for that. No, gotta have a limit for me anyway.
So what do you think, Sergio, about this whole situation going on? Do you think it's gonna last a while, or it's just one of the little flash in the pan moments that happen on social media every day?
Oh, it happens every day. There's a new person going viral for this. Ash is just another one of the many lolcow. Like, I don't know if you know about like the TikTok live people, but I would say 80-90% of them are these lolcows. Like, they have crazy crash out, ridiculous lives. Lives, and they do crazy live streams, you know, and like that's what makes people watch them, is because people want to see a crash out. They want to see like somebody.
They're intrigued.
It's like reality TV, but it's on TikTok now, and it's real reality TV, because we all know reality TV is fake. Yeah. So a lot of the people that are watching this, they're like, I just like watching some real shit. Somebody actually really crash out on like a real live on their phone, and that's the only reason why people were even watching this stuff. It'll be over in a few days, like most TikTok brains are. That, you know, it doesn't last longer than a day or two, and then it's gonna be the next viral moment, and we're gonna be talking about that too. It's the same with like that island show,
Love Island.
Love Island. It's same with anything like that. The people who watch these things, they have the quickest brains. You know, like they have the goldfish brain, where it's like they have to watch 5-10 second reels. You know, and like
brain rot.
But they love it for the entertainment though.
What entertainment? Like
just for the drama. They're just in it to win it. Like,
just waiting for the drama moment. Like they want to watch until the drama happens, and then they get to say, I was watching that live whenever that first happened, or when she first said that ridiculous thing that she goes viral for. And like Ash Torino has gone viral multiple times for being that person that's hung out with younger guys.
Yes.
So that's why like the highest up comment was the pedophilia thing, because she goes viral all the time for flirting with these younger influencers that come and collab with her. Mm-hmm. Very, very common.
That's crazy. Oh my God. I don't know. Like, I read the comment section and I was like, dang, not Ariel White 90, but he did have a point. But he did have a point to make, you know? It was like if you look at it from his perspective, it's like, he's not wrong. But, you know, at the same time, too, it's like, These people are also not wrong either. Like, what the fuck?
No, they're all wrong. They're all idiots, bro. Idiots. Brain rot, bro. 100%.
No. Because here's the thing. I read the comment section, right? And I'm reading and I'm trying to figure out like who's replying to who, right? And then I'm like, most of the people aren't even like arguing the argument he made to begin with the comment, which was, you know, you shouldn't be sucker punching. And everyone who wants to go pedophile depending pedophile, or they want to go like
crazy. Crazy, bro.
I'm just like, that was a good argument to make.
You know what's so crazy to me too, bro, is that how people are so invested in other people's lives rather than their own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know half of the fucking comments in there, homeboys, homegirls, like, ain't got to figure it out like that either. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you over here just, you know, talking about, oh, she deserved that because the way she treats her kids and the way she, you know, what she does and how she dates, like, younger guys. I'm like, bro, like, you're that invested. It's so crazy to me.
But social media,
idiot,
like,
bro.
you only see what people want you to see with social media. So you can only see to a certain extent of somebody's life, you know?
But no, she's a locale because she doesn't take care of her kids. Like that's what made her blow up with so many. Like I've seen girls talk about it, and it's very much her life is such a crash out. She is such a bad in every area.
True.
They want to watch the locale.
No. You know what's even crazier about it? I feel like the reason why women love watching Ash Trevino is because it makes them feel good about themselves. Because Ash Trevino,
that's a good point.
She sets the bar so low on being a mother that you can just go whoop, and
literally one step ahead.
Yeah, I see that.
Bro, that is so true. It's bad.
They're like, no, I'm so much better because I'm like one step ahead, so it's fine.
It's ridiculous too, because I mean, for me personally, I'm like, really? That's what you're measuring yourself against? Now you're gonna put this person out to make yourself feel bad?
Let's raise the bar a little higher.
Be fucking for real though. Like Ash Trevino, I don't know you. I don't really keep up with you, but if people are using you as the measuring stick, they got a problem with themselves. But you are also the problem because you set the measuring stick so fucking low.
Yeah.
So level up yourself, and if you are watching and you're a mom with kids, measuring yourself up to Ash Trevino by saying negative shit in her comment section, maybe you need to do some self-reflecting and level up yourself.
No, the bar is low, but it says something about the American public where people just like to see when it comes to what we're entertained by, it is truly that type of locale, the clown. Like everybody wants a clown bred in circuses, you know?
Yeah.
And this is the clown in the circus, and everybody wants to watch and laugh at the clown. And we've always been that way. There's something about human nature where we just love to see a crash out, especially when it's real. It's so much more viral. And it says something about the American public if there's that many people that want to watch this more than it says about the actual influencer at the end of the day.
No, but then again, it goes back to my point where people only want to see people doing bad and not seeing people do good unless you're somebody who are of the minority who want to progress in life. Because most of the time, like you said, it's the fucking clown show, which, I mean, cool to an extent because entertainment is entertainment, but at the end of the day, it's like, are you really the person you say you are when you say you want to level up, but you're indulging in this clown ass shit? Yes or no?
Well, like, what's going to go more viral? Think about it. Do people want to watch the influencer that's teaching them how to make $100,000 a year, you know, outside of their job? Or are they going to go watch the person that's just funny and has a crazy bad life? Most people, 90% of the population, they're drones.
Yeah,
and they're
because
willing
it's
to
for
watch
the entertainment. They're just in it. They just want to see it.
Yeah.
So let me get your opinion on this, Val. What do you think about the whole situation? Do you think like this little moment in time is just gonna brush away? Do you feel like you agree with me in the sense where I'm making, where like people just want to like clown Ash Trevino to make themselves feel better about themselves? What are your thoughts from a woman?
To be honest, I think it's a little bit of both. They do want to clown her just because of all the shit that she's been, you know, doing, but it's also like personable because like she's so close to like a certain like county area, so they're like, oh, okay, like I don't know, they just want to clown her, I feel like. But I don't think it's gonna be like a short-term thing. I think it's gonna keep going because she's already been in the media for so long, like, well, a good amount of time, but I think it's gonna keep going because she keeps doing these things to like keep leading
she
her
knows
in the media.
game. She's a good marketer. What people don't understand about locales is some locales understand, oh, if I do this opposite thing of what everybody wants, I'm going to get more clicks. I'm going to go more viral. And you're
more
right.
attention.
Yeah, and you're right. She has grown so much, and she's going to keep growing astronomically because she's great at doing this. She will grab random guys to collab with that are young men, and she's going to keep doing this and letting them talk to her. So I bet they even script. What people don't understand about marketing is these people are smarter than you sometimes.
Yes.
And they're planning this shit. Like, they talk to behind scenes off the camera, like, hey, say this sexual joke or this bullshit right here.
Yeah,
Because
we're
it's
gonna
going to
do
make us
this,
go
this, and
more
that.
viral.
That's true.
They plan it out for sure. They're like, hey, this is the strategy. This is what we're going to do. And that's it. We'll leave it at that. And then once we post it, that shit's either going to blow up or it doesn't. But
All right,
9 times out of 10.
At the count of 3, I want y'all guys to list one person you think Astrovina should collab with, and then I'm gonna tag her in this little clip. And if she collabs with any of the 3 people that we mentioned, we can say that we made it happen live here first.
Collab with.
Oh, I already know somebody.
I don't know
I was
any
talking about
Dallas
this
people.
prior, to be honest. Before I got here, I already know who I'm going to say.
Who?
I'm going to say my jeweler, Glock. So that's who I'm going to say.
You, Sergio?
I mean, I want to collab with her, but I'm too old. Obviously, I'm 34. So, but no, I'm not
Never
gonna be able
too
to.
old for the game.
But
Never.
no, and it's also they're very smart about they're only going to collab with people that they know are going viral. I haven't gone viral in so long that it's not going to work for me probably. But no, anybody that's popping off, they're going to collab with. I don't know any of the local Dallas influencers though, honestly.
Yeah,
What do you
I don't keep up with that shit, bro. Brain rot, bro. Look, I think also, like, you know, if we were to somehow figure out how to bring her on here and talk to her too, I think that'd be a good collaboration.
No, most
And
definitely,
so,
because
I
we can
mean-
probably get like another side of her, and maybe like, I mean, maybe she'll just bullshit the whole interview or whatever. But at least, you know, there will be other content of her out there. But my number 1 pick for her to collab with has to be Long Neck.
Who's Long Neck? Is he local?
What the fuck is that? He's got a long neck.
He has a long neck.
Are you talking about the dude that hasn't gone viral in like so many years? Like that little guy? The weird looking skinny
yes.
dude.
I know who you're talking
That would
about.
be pretty funny, actually. And then the guy with no neck, I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
yeah.
No
Why
Neck
are you
Ed?
talking
Are you talking about No Neck Ed?
You're
Yes.
talking about Wide Neck.
Why? That's his name too. Wide neck. That's crazy, bro.
It's No Neck
That's
Ed,
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
From 90 Day Fiance?
No,
That's who I'm thinking of.
no.
I know about the black guy that has no neck. I know who you're talking about. I know who
Yes,
you're
okay,
talking
okay.
about.
2 different people.
I just know because the long neck dude collabed with the black guy. That was the no neck.
No. But the black guy that he collabed with is Wide Neck.
There's this other
neck.
dude. He's from Fort Worth. He blew up too. He's got like a twitchy eye and shit. He's
Charleston White.
yeah.
No, Charleston White used to always come to the strip club that I
He's
worked
cool,
at. So
bro,
no, it was
yeah.
very cool talking to him and stuff. And Charleston White's probably the biggest one in DFW right now.
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
he goes the viral the most often.
He talks so much shit, bro. It's hilarious. When
No,
he did,
the other day I saw Charleston White on PBD, and I was like, yo, what the
Oh yeah, he was on there. That's true. That's
Oh,
true.
I can't believe he made it to that point. That is nuts.
That was a good podcast for sure. Because he's actually really smart, bro. Like
Yeah.
very smart.
He's one of the best marketers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, bro. That dude's very smart.
And he's a comedian too. He's
Yeah.
good. No.
No, it's funny because I clicked on his website and I'm going through it. And I was like, dang, this dude has a legit website. Like, holy fuck.
It ain't hard to make one
fucking
anymore.
Like book me for your, all this and this and that. I was
Yeah.
like, nah, this dude knows the game all too well. And it's funny because I ran across a couple of like interviews that we've done with local creators here in DFW. And I'm like, damn, this motherfucker out here really out here making a bag with these people in this city. I was like, I mean, let's be honest. Charleston White, if you watching this shit or if you see this fucking clip, show love to your city. I know you're trying to get paid and shit, but if influencers over here trying to make a bag, bro, at least give the motherfuckers a discount in your city, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I think he does give a discount. Like I used to talk to him a lot about this. 'Cause I was trying to get him on my show too. I was trying to get him to do a 20 verse 1 for my channel, and he definitely wasn't taxing me. Like he did charge me a solid amount, but he could have said 5 or 10 times more. Honestly, he's worth that. And so I would say he actually does take care of the people in the city. It does, but he does tax because he's so viral. He has to charge a little bit for sure.
There's a clip, dude, that is hilarious. He was doing the 20 verse 1, right?
Yeah.
And there's this like dude, I don't want to say a girl, it was a dude, walks up, is like, hey, how you doing? He's like, you're a dude? And he's like, you trying to find out? He's like, hell nah. Anyway, but that'd be cool. That'd be cool to like collab with him.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. I'm gonna go with Val first, but
Tammy,
do
gotta
you
start with
thi-
me first?
Do you? Yeah, I mean, fuck it, why not? You're barely even talking, anyways. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like the 20v1s are played out now? at this point of 2025 that we're in?
To be honest, I don't even know what that is. So you would have to.
It's like one.
So a 20v1 is basically where I mean you've seen the balloon pop show, basically where you have, you know, one guy going up to 20 women and then they all pop the balloon real quick and they're like, no, fuck him.
Yeah.
But then you get to a couple of women, they're like, let me ask you a question too. And they pop the balloon.
Yeah.
And homeboy ends up fucking, you know, leaving with one of them. Kind of like with fucking what happened with Aaron the plumber. So do you think that whole shit is played out already, or what do you think is happening right now in like 2025 that is
trending
or viral?
To be honest, that's a great question. But I do think it's played out for sure. Like,
Would you do a 20v1?
fuck no. That's like, I feel like those shows, there's like too much pressure. And I'm like, yeah, I got confidence in myself. But I feel like once you go on that shit, like it definitely takes a toll on your self-confidence, like whoever the person is, you know? Because everybody's popping that shit and you're like, damn.
Well, I think you gotta be strong for that too. Cause like,
yeah, you have to be built for that. Yeah.
There's another clip like, as soon as the dude walks out, he's short, and they start popping. He's like, "Oh, it's my height."
It could be.
And then he says, "Oh," they ask him like, "What's your name?" He's like, "My name's Greg." And he starts hearing more pops. Damn, it's a name too. Like,
yeah, it could be how tall
Crazy,
you are. It
bro.
could be your name. It could be the shirt you're wearing. They're like, damn, I don't like what you're wearing. Like something so simple like that. You could easily change somebody's fashion, but like.
I don't think everybody's not meant for everybody though. So like
Yeah.
every time a balloon pops, it just means that you weren't gonna vibe with that person in the first place, anyways.
I do agree with that, but I also think like now in this era, like everybody's so quick to be like, yeah, no, like not willing
I
to
agree
put in
with
that
that.
effort.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So okay. Imagine you are one of the contestants of the balloon pop. The person comes in and they're scanning the room and shit. What are you popping your balloon for? Ariel first.
Ooh.
Okay.
3 things maybe.
Oh,
They come in, they say what they want to do,
That's
who they
great.
are.
Well,
and
The
all
first
that
thing
shit.
I'm looking at is definitely, you know, how you're dressed. I feel like looks is very important for a man. I can give a shit what you do and what you got going on, what your goals and your future is. I mean, I can give a shit about that. But yeah, I would say 100% what you're wearing, how you're answering certain questions. Like there's things that I analyze, but I would say those 2 things, man, for sure. How you carry yourself. That's it.
Yeah, looks is a big deal.
It is.
People are always going to make a big deal out of how you look, whether that's a guy judging a woman or a woman judging a man. And that's why a lot of the people that pop the balloon off the start, it might just be based off of looks. Maybe like for Aaron the plumber, you know, a lot of girls might be like, oh, he's a musclehead. I've already dealt with guys like that. I don't want to deal with that again.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with people picking based off of those standards. There's something called physiognomy, where like like based off the look of somebody, you can tell what they're going to do in their life. And I think there's a lot of science behind, like there's lots of studies behind this. And somebody that has like, you notice a lot of the school shooters are all like the weirdest people that are like the murderers and stuff. They always got a weird look to them usually, you know, and I believe in that shit.
Yeah, no, true.
You, Val, what do you think?
shit, I got my 3. I would say intelligence, confidence, and then based off physical appearance, it's always your teeth. That's the first thing I look at in somebody is your teeth.
So how do you judge somebody's intelligence when they walk into the room and you're one of the first girls there? How do you judge their intelligence? By the way they speak or what?
The way they speak and just how they carry themselves, like Ariel said, like how you come into a room, because you can carry yourself like with confidence or you don't, and I feel like that kind of dictates how you are as a person.
I want to bring up something that she just brought up though. She just brought up teeth, and I think this is very crazy because when my mom and I talked to my mom and my dad, when I asked about why they were interested in each other, they both said, and this was from separate of each other. They didn't even say this when they were around each other. It was the other one's teeth. And so,
This is the first thing I pop up. Somebody's teeth. They're listening.
Is that Meg the
Google.
jeweler?
That's my boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
but no, teeth
Shout out
is a
to
big
Mig. I
deal.
love you, bro.
But everybody underestimates historically. A lot of couples met and chose off of teeth because that was a significant signal of good genetics.
Yes.
It was a very easy way to tell if that was a good genetic match, right? there.
Genetic, and I feel like hygiene as well. Like if you take care of your teeth, then okay, you can take care of yourself as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I mean, for me, like, if I was in the position where I needed to, I was in there and I see somebody walking in, I was like, if she come in here with a bad attitude and she's showing too much skin. And I mean, okay, first of all, like if you feel like you need to display yourself for everyone else to make an impression, then you're probably not the gal for me, because I like a bit more conservative woman. But if you come in with that, and then you got a real nasty attitude where I'm just like, oh, this bitch is gonna give me a fucking headache. I'm out like pop.
But I've seen very pretty girls though that have great attitudes, you know, and that do all the extra stuff. And I've also seen very ugly girls, you know, have really great. I don't think you can judge, but you can't judge a book off the cover. But at the same time, it's just a note. It's just a note, and you can use it as maybe a signal of something, but not always.
I don't know, man. I feel like we judge books based off the cover all the time, because how many times are you fucking like scrolling through a fucking thumbnail on a video and you're like, nah, I don't want to watch that.
Oh, for personal branding, I completely agree with you. If you don't make a good cover for your book, you're screwed. You're not going to have a good personal brand at all. But that's why there's so many influencers that are muscleheads, or they like take their body very seriously, or they take their aesthetics very seriously. But I think regular people, I've met great people that are ugly, or great people that just look normal as hell. And then the opposite is true also. I don't like to think the world is ever black and white, because I think it's autistic to try to think the world is black and white. And you got to judge everything as a difference depending on the person.
I feel like you got to judge it how it comes to you.
Yeah.
So let's turn this conversation a little. Oh, perfect. Okay. I want to turn this conversation a little bit from Aaron the plumber and all that, because I mean that motherfucker's irrelevant nowadays. He's back to making plumbing content. But nevertheless, what have you guys seen that new T app that's going around on social media?
Yes, I just downloaded it earlier, actually, because shout out to Glock, because you told me about it earlier. And I still have yet to be approved to it, but only girls can get on it. So y'all cannot download it, just FYI.
What is it?
So T is an app that you can download, but you have to be a female, and it has a self-recognition. So you have to take a selfie of yourself to be approved into it. And it's all about guys T.
You know what's crazy about it? Because a couple of months ago, Ariel went viral on
T. No, I'm just kidding.
No. It was this fucking chat. It was this little Facebook group that they made. Oh,
okay.
Are you dating the same man or whatever?
Yes, I've seen that too. So, are you on that or what? I'm just kidding.
They posted me on there, and this like over 200,000 women here in DavidTYBU alone. And I was posted on there, and I had like 80, 90 comments.
Gotcha. And what were they saying?
Half of them were good, half of them were bad.
So my question is, who did you make upset to get posted on that?
Well, it was anonymous. It was anonymous, and apparently it was a friend who posted for her, but I think it was actually the actual person.
Gotcha.
Basically saying like, oh, my friend is really falling for this guy.
Okay.
Something seems a little off. Is there something we should know? And completely posted my picture and all that.
Oh, wow.
And then there was a few girls who had mentioned like, oh, he's been posted before. I'm like, the fuck, like it's crazy.
You're like, who, me?
But I started getting like a bunch of texts and spam from like all the girls
random
that I
people,
know, that they're in that group. They're like, they posted you. They, you know what I'm saying? You're famous, whatever. But at the end of the day, the bad comments weren't really all that bad. Like it was just more of like, he's a straight up dude. He didn't want anything serious, that kind of deal. And some of the girls were like, well, it sounds like he's honest.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of other shit like, oh, he owns a podcast, or he runs a podcast, and they degrade women and this and that, which we never degraded a woman. Yeah. And we had a lot of good, I got friends on there who like said a lot of good stuff. It's like, nah, like.
But sometimes if you can't take the truth, like, sorry to break it to you, like, I'm going to tell you straight up, and if you can't handle it, get out the kitchen. Sorry.
And what happened there, too, was like one of my buddies was like, you know why they're talking shit? It's like because they couldn't lock you down, like, and so they got something to say. Again, I mean,
the two people that are supposed to come have finally arrived, so I'm gonna go.
Oh, cool.
Fetch them.
Bet.
But yeah, I mean, for me personally, whenever I saw, goddamn, I don't want to talk about it as fuck. Russians here for you? I don't know, Ariel. For me personally, whenever I saw that and then I saw the T app, I was like, okay, look, this is what's gonna fucking happen. Most of these girls are gonna use this way to like look for men and be like, oh no, this man's safe, and because women are competitive in the sense of who they choose to fucking date, if all these guys are green flags they're gonna go running after them because there's so many.
You know, it's actually pretty genius though. T app, like you ever
I
heard
haven't.
of it?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen anything
I
about
know.
it.
I mean, apparently you got to be a woman.
Oh
They got
yeah.
facial
It's an
recognition.
anonymous woman thing.
Yeah. It's some crazy
And
shit.
it's going viral right now. It's very popular. But the thing is whenever it comes to doing any of those type of apps or anything like that, it's like he was talking about. There's going to be incentives to degrade certain men that might be good men, because if we degrade this guy, it's called intrasexual competition.
Yeah.
It's like push that man down, push certain women down. Like this is when like a girl calls like another girl a hoe. It's like, oh, she's a hoe, and it's because it puts her down in the sexual marketplace. Same with if they talk to a guy with the same, it's pushing him down in the sexual
What's going on,
marketplace.
Welcome in. Welcome
yeah,
in.
right over here, bro.
How you doing?
What up, man? Good to meet you,
man.
man. Don't
Ariel.
interrupt.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Right on time, bro.
We're
Right on
live.
time.
It's just
Okay.
how it happens,
Right on time.
bro.
We're
We just
talking shit.
live.
Sometimes it's live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you heard about what's the app called again?
The
T.
T app.
Have you heard about the
The
T
T
app?
app.
Never heard
It's
of
like
it?
girls are using it to anonymously talk about how certain men are.
Ooh.
So then if men are like good or bad, they can like give a review basically, like
Oh,
a
no.
product.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
I'm mad because I had that idea years ago.
Oh, too late.
Yeah, you know how it is. If you don't act on that idea, someone's gonna do it. But I had an idea called "Rate My Ex," where people just go on there and
okay.
you just give a review about your ex. It's kind of
Oof.
like the T app, right?
Oof,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
same
know what I'm
thing,
saying?
yeah. But like, but it's just, it's kind of crazy though, because you can really destroy somebody's marketplace value, the sexual marketplace value.
Hey, that's right.
Just, and it could be all a lie. Like there's no confirmation behind any of this. There's nothing that is making sure that these people are forced to say the truth at the end of the day.
Obviously,
So-
this is it sounds like a spiteful platform, a revenge platform.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I haven't looked up myself. I haven't had a girl look me up on there yet, but I'm scared of what the fuck it says. If there is any.
On the T app?
Yeah, hey, actually,
Hey,
can you
I'll
do me a
let
favor,
you- I'll let
bro?
you know.
Yeah,
Don't
let me
worry,
know,
I
bro.
got
Yeah,
you.
'cause I'm a little worried about that. We'll see.
Yikes.
Yeah.
What-
Nah,
what
I haven't
they
been
say?
accepted yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, give me like a hypothetical.
I just want to know if it could be good though. Like, can it be? Can they even leave good reviews? Can they say,
They can
"Oh,
leave
his
both.
dick was great. It was
Yeah.
massive."
They can
you know,
leave
like-
both.
I checked recently before I came. I definitely got on the app. I checked it out. They said I was very handsome.
You know, this was already happening, but in the Facebook groups, like I don't know if anybody knows about the dating, like the dating
that's-
groups,
that's what we're
or
talking
the
about.
or the women only groups on Facebook. You know,
Yeah.
this was already happening. It's just now it's became an app. It's the #1 viral app that's growing right now, and it's just instead of it being just local DFW or whatever,
You can
it's,
look in any city, actually. You can look anywhere.
See, that's wild.
It's not just like regulated to like Dallas or
That's
DFW.
pretty smart though.
I remember
Yeah.
That's pretty.
when I was in college, there was an app like this. It was just for campus, though.
yeah.
It was like a campus app where they posted anonymously and just say whatever about whoever, and you kind of have to play a guessing game.
Yeah.
But it's kind of reminds me a little bit of that.
How you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are there positive ways that it can be used? Yeah.
Oh, it's just like what Mark Zuckerberg, whenever he first created Facebook, like it was based off of a thing called Face something, and it was just judging the girls against each other. It's just the same thing, but it's a whole new ball game. 20 years later, compared to when he first made Facebook, we're still judging people based off of these type of things, but
Yeah.
a whole new way.
Gotcha. All right.
It all started with Facebook, though.
Oh, for sure.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce people that we have in?
Yeah, for sure.
An hour late, and then maybe.
I'll take one.
You'll take.
Are you gonna take one?
Yeah, of course. We all will. Yeah, why
I
not?
apologize for coming so late.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
girl,
We
what the
understand.
heck?
We understand.
She's a celebrity. The cops,
my
the cops were
gosh.
trying their best to stop her. Real talk. We were pulled over on the way here.
Oh, man.
Like, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
The cops wanted to end this show.
Hey, she'll give you the documents. You know what I'm talking about? She'll show you
One
the
time, they're
documentation.
like one
Get into
time.
the story real quick.
Yeah, tell us a good story time.
Well, I mean, so I did have a few other
They
guests. that
saw
were gonna
us
join
rolling.
Yeah. Shout out to them. We have a rave party that we're putting together, but
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, where?
it's underground.
Oh,
Literally.
Yeah, so-
Like
Wait.
the old school, bro. Old school shit.
Wait, is it like under the bridge type?
No,
Have you seen those raves that are like under the bridge?
In
and
Dallas?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
is
they're
it
actually
like that vibe?
You know.
If you know,
Could
you
be
know.
going somewhere, right?
Yeah. Okay.
It really
Okay.
does
That's all I
start
needed
from
to
the ground
know.
up. Yeah.
But no, is it
Cheers,
truly underground? Because
cheers,
there used to
cheers.
be a club down in
Cheers to
Dallas
Plug 12.
off of
Can we get a
Main-
plug 12?
Yeah.
Fuck 12. Fuck 12. Fuck 12.
But no, there actually used to be a club though in Dallas that they had a lower section, and that's what made it so cool. Was whenever you pull up, it was like off Main Street. When you went there, you went in through a side door, and you literally went downstairs. And then like even in the club, it was like the better sections were closer to the dance floor, which was lower. It was the opposite of what you see at normal clubs today. It was very interesting.
So kind of like a speakeasy type thing.
Very speaking.
Very
very
different.
speakeasy.
So
Than
was this
Yeah.
was this a bank by any chance?
I can't remember. This was literally probably a decade ago or more.
So I follow this Instagram account, right? And they like to like explore abandoned buildings all over DFW. And one of the buildings they were exploring, I forget the name of the account, but it was a vault. It was like a giant bank, and it was underground. And I'm like, okay, what is this? What y'all got going? And they said, yo, we used to like 10 years ago. This was a club, and it was an actual bank. I'm talking like giant steel doors, like with a safe. And I'm like, so y'all are partying in a bank. And it was an underground bank. So when you say an underground rave, I'm thinking these are the same people.
Yeah.
I'm talking to these guys. They're like 10-year vets from this underground rave scene. I'm like, so what's up with it? Like, can I get back in? Is there an entrance? They're like, the main entrance is closed. It's a literal underground building. And I don't know. It's called the Vault. But I'm thinking if we get in there, right?
Yeah.
Reinvest. We get in there. We reinvest. It's a vault. We call it Revolt.
Revolt.
Okay.
That's
Good idea, man. Hey,
try to pull the.
has anybody actually been? So in downtown Dallas, there's like underground tunnels, and there used to be like a Burguesa Burger under there, a McDonald's. Like the skaters back in the day, like I'm 34 now, but like 10, 15 years ago, we would go skate down there, and it's very cool. Like downtown underground, and all the business owners, like or not business owners, but all the big corporate buildings, they would have floors that went all the way down, and their workers could go down, take the elevator to the bottom floor, and then go and like get McDonald's or something underground under Dallas. It was very interesting. Cool. It's mostly closed down now. You can't even go. You can go down there, but there's no more business. Like
so
that sounds like Diddy.
The structures are still there.
Yeah, but it used to be so cool. I'm telling you, it used to be a thing when I was 18, 19, 20 to go there just to go skate through those underground halls. It was very interesting.
Still there. We if there's effort, man. We can get in there.
Yeah.
There's effort.
No, there's
So we'll break down that
shit. There's part of me that does things the right way, you know, by the books. Okay, who's listing it? Let me make a purchase, do all that. Or if you leave a crack open, I'm gonna throw that party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you leave that bitch wide open, I'm coming in. But yeah.
But no, I am interested. Like, I mean, I would. That's something I would invest in. I
Yeah.
think that sounds like a cool.
I mean, you would invest into any type of experience. So
For sure.
underground just means, we're giving opportunities to everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody is all about experience, though. If you can give somebody that like top-notch experience, they're gonna invest into it for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You could be opening doors they didn't even know.
Yeah.
What are some of the craziest places y'all have thrown a party or been to a party?
Damn.
I've been to a Masonic temple in Detroit.
My goodness.
I went
Diddy
to.
was there?
Nah, hell no. Nah, they sound fun though, but nah. I went 3 years in a row to a festival called Detroit Moving Festival, a techno, and the after hours or the after party would be at the Masonic Temple in downtown.
Oh, I know that's a
It was
vibe.
underground. It was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It was cool.
That's so crazy.
That sounds like such a vibe.
Of being like
Nah.
taken.
Wait, the one girl did disappear. They never found her.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but that was outside the Masonic. That was right at the parking lot.
That wasn't inside. She was outside. She couldn't get in.
Have you always been in Dallas, bro?
Nah, dude, I've been moving around every 2-3 years.
Oh,
I've lived in the
okay.
States, yeah.
Because back in the day when I was 18, 19, everybody went to something called the Clubhouse. It was called Insomnia for after hours. And then we go to Temptations, which was another. If you drive down Manana now, none of those clubs are open. They're all completely dark. I went by them the other night. And it's crazy. It's just completely dark, but they used to be the biggest raves in Dallas. It was called Eden. One of them used to be called Eden. And I remember seeing.
I've heard of Eden.
Yeah, and I remember back in the day seeing. I can't think of that techno band, but like it was like a very big deal back then. And they weren't underground, but bro, at 4 o'clock, like we think after hours are lit now. I used to see so many people at 4 o'clock in the morning at those places rolling balls, staying in the line, waiting to get inside.
It's the nicest people.
Sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah, it was
Guys
such a
are
good
all
time
taking
back
care of
then.
each other.
And the whole game has completely changed now. We're at a point where people go to after hours to throw money at bottle girls, or it's not the same as it used to be. Completely. I mean, XT is about to open again, so like Show Club is going to be doing after hours again. So hopefully it goes back a little bit to that scene, but not
OGs
nearly.
need to step back in.
No,
What's up again? Right?
it's been bad,
New
man.
moves
I'm
are
telling
in
you.
it.
And if you look at the ratio too, it's like we're talking 80% men and 20% women at a lot of these after hours. Back in the day, it used to not be like that. So we would see 40% women, 6% men, maybe, but not like how it is now. It's
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, hey, let's pivot on to something that recently happened, and I want to know your thoughts on. You guys have seen that video that went viral about the CEO and the HR lady?
Oh
who got
yes,
caught?
where they straight
How do you guys feel
ducked.
about that, man? Like, how do you guys feel about like homeboy getting caught and then
Listen,
resigning and all that?
For me, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So I don't think he was not ready for that jumbotron to catch him off guard. So
I feel like if you're gonna cheat, you better stand on it.
yeah,
That's what I was about to say.
stand on it.
I was about to say the
Stand
same
on
thing.
it for
If you're-
sure, but don't blame it on
Squeeze her
Coldplay.
tighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, if he probably hadn't ducked, he'd have a job today.
As soon if
Yeah,
you did
yeah.
it right, as soon as the camera comes on you, just like, yeah, I'm doing it. I
Yeah.
don't care.
No one would have.
I don't
No one
care.
would have seen it. No one would have ever been like,
What do
"Oh,
you
that's
mean
something
it
to
was a
look
red
at."
eye?
Okay,
Somebody already
no,
saw that and
no.
was like, "Can you turn
How-
that on them real quick?"
How many CEOs are cheating at their spouse at the Coldplay concert right now? But they don't freak out when the camera gets on them. They just,
Honestly, there's
and
two.
no one cares.
There's honestly two things that people need.
They're the first pair ever found cheating forever.
No,
Come
see,
on.
and there's two things that people need to take from that. First off, work girlfriends and work boyfriends is a very common thing.
Oh, for
and
sure.
everybody should worry about it. And also,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it always gets found out. Like, it doesn't matter how it happens.
Everything comes to light.
Everything comes to light at a certain time.
Your grandma, I'm sorry.
She was
Your
doing it.
grandma.
Anybody's.
But honestly, we don't know. Some of our family members have probably had affairs that probably they have come and gone, and we'll never.
Exactly, and I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah, no, you look, my biggest thing is like homeboy over here, millionaire, you know what I'm saying? He's a big company
Yeah.
CEO. Homeboy's fucking with a 50-year-old rather than fucking with like a 25-year-old.
That was
Hey,
sad. That was
but you
sad.
gotta get
That's
it where
his
you
only
fit
home?
in.
Bro, like
That's his only home?
No, but like,
Yeah,
but like,
you
you're
gotta get
about
it
to-
where you fit
Nah,
in.
you're
Couple
about
of
to-
them.
Nah, bro, it's crazy. But nah, what?
It's just.
No, she's bad looking. What? Nah,
Hey,
hell
hey,
no.
everybody to each their own.
No.
Everybody
Hey,
to
look.
each their own.
Look, if you're gonna be doing it right,
It's more than just him
it-
losing his job. It's more than her losing her job, right? Like, that is one thing. But then, all of that comes behind it. The divorce settlement.
but make it worth
the
it though.
kids having to figure out, like,
Make
what the
it
fuck,
worth
like,
it.
You gotta lose. Hey, nah. You better lose millions. You better lose millions for what? For some dry age pussy? Like, it's crazy.
They said honey
Nah.
should be fine
Look,
shit.
if you're gonna cheat, it's gotta be better
Yeah,
than what you're cheating
bro,
on.
come on now.
Yeah.
That's why it went
Yeah.
viral, because it was that. It was exactly that, and also because he avoided. Whereas he would just hold on tighter.
Yeah,
it wouldn't
he would
meant
have stood
shit.
in confidence.
But like,
with
why
her,
it went
yeah.
viral was the whole get the fuck
Oh,
off me.
he said,
Get the fuck off me.
"Skedaddle, girl." He
Bro,
said, "You
shoulda
gotta
owned it.
go."
Like you said originally, you just own it and
Yeah.
you'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it brings up these truths, these truths of reality. Everybody doesn't like to talk about the truth of men and women and our sexuality and cheating and all these things. And people like to see it like this because it's raw and it's real and it's the truth.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to accept it at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I
Honestly,
agree with that.
I've been in plenty of relationships. I've never cheated, and
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing out.
I don't think you're missing out.
I
I don't think you're missing out, to be
So many
honest.
people cheat. It must be cool.
But what do you
Yeah,
gain?
yeah, straight
But
up.
what do you gain? What do you gain from it?
Yeah,
What do you
on
gain?
paper, more bitches.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like long term, if we're thinking long term,
Yes.
like life goals, future, what do you gain? Nothing.
Like, you
More
risk a lot.
experience?
I'm a gambling man. Honestly, I've never cheated though.
Okay.
I
Okay, but you just said you're missing out.
I think I'm a bitch.
Are you
I think I'm
missing
a
out?
bitch for
Are you
not
missing out?
Because
Yes.
I'm like, what are you, a man that doesn't take a risk? You
Nah.
scared?
You can take risk in
Like-
anything else, but I feel like in a relationship, you don't risk it. If you got something good, why would you risk it? For what?
I thought it had
No,
something.
For a
I've
night?
been loyal.
For a
Some people
night?
didn't deserve it. We're gonna have to
No, so I'm gonna have to agree with him on this, and the reason why is because you can do all the right things and still get fucked at the end of the day.
Yeah, but girls can say that too. It goes both ways.
That's
No,
what saying.
I'm not
goes
saying it
both
doesn't. I'm
ways.
not saying it
Needs to
doesn't.
explore their options. What happened to dating? People forget that going on dates is a thing.
Yes.
And they think after, okay, we go on a couple of dates, we
We're
touch
exclusive.
privates one time.
Yeah.
And now we
Exclusive.
It's
Yeah.
not said, but I'm expecting this from you.
No, if it's not said, then no, don't expect a title or we're exclusive. Like it has to be a mutual thing. Just because we
I
went
gotta
on a
sign
couple,
that thing.
yeah, if we went on a couple dates, or if we don't agree, then baby, it's not it. Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me give you a hypothetical.
yeah. Give me a hypothetical.
Situationship.
Yeah.
You're seeing this man. Y'all been dating on and off. Been sexual exclusively.
Okay.
For over a year.
Okay,
Are you not entitled? You see him flirting with another woman. What are you about to do about that?
that's none of my business,
A
baby.
year?
That's all on you.
A
No,
year?
because even though
You're
we've
not
been.
tripping. She's the.
To be
MVP.
honest,
You're the MVP.
like if you're asking me real shit, I'm not tripping because
You're the
we're not
MVP.
together. If we didn't put a title on it, then don't ask me for shit. Just don't give me that
Expect
same
that
shit
same-
from me.
exactly.
So if you see me with somebody else, don't expect it and don't get it twisted.
Exactly.
So you get what you give.
Why
So
are
it goes
men
both
women
ways.
and women are men though? That's crazy.
What happened?
Nah, because you get what you give. So don't give me
Hold on,
something
I-
you don't want back.
I got a question though. Do you think men and women are the same or different?
I think we're same to a certain extent, but y'all get salty when we do it back.
No. I think that we're not,
Not
even close to
always.
the same. I don't even think we're
now
close
women are
to the same.
players too. I don't like it. No, why women are players too?
You don't like
The
it.
whole even playing field shit, throw it out. Trash.
I mean,
Shit.
we're not trying to be.
No, I don't-
we're
I don't
not trying
think-
to be players. Look, we fought
Y'all learn
long
from
and
us.
hard for our rights.
For what?
all right?
Right to be a hoe? Like what are you talking about?
Right,
trying to
like,
play
you're just about rights.
No.
Hey, hold up.
We fought long and hard to show that
Let-
we're
Hey,
equal.
look.
So we should continue
Yeah.
standing on that message.
Nah, for sure, that's
we're
cool.
not above you, but we're not below you.
No, yeah, for sure. I get that.
We're
but
only below you
hey,
in submission
look,
of one man.
Look, World War III happens
That's
right now,
personal.
and there's a draft. Men are gonna go to war, but what happens with women? They go back to the kitchen. They ain't going to war. Let's be real. That's not.
Or if
Not
you're sleeping at
always,
a guy's
because
house.
some women
no.
do.
No, they don't. They can't go to-
Hold
no,
on.
they
No.
can't go to war.
There's no
Okay,
draft for
well-
women. There's no draft for
There's no
women.
draft for women.
Or if somebody breaks into the house, the person who's going to get up and go defend and take their own life to save you,
Yep. Sure.
it's going to be the man every time.
Exactly.
We love to not see these qualities of men, but at the same time want them and it makes no sense. Why do you want a guy with these qualities, but you don't appreciate them at the same time?
No, we do. We have to appreciate when you are stepping into line front of more danger, but don't forget that there is still danger at home. While you're out defending the mass community, there's still people coming and targeting your house.
Hold on. But the people,
Yeah.
even if
Who's
people target your
defending
house,
your house?
who is going to
That's
defend
gotta
you?
be
Hold
a
on.
woman.
But who's going to defend if something bad happens at your house and you call the police? Who's going to actually defend you?
Who do you want to defend?
It's going to be a masculine
man.
man coming in with guns to
Are you gonna
defend you
wait
and
10
save you.
minutes for the police to arrive, or are you going to go ahead and take care of the situation?
Well, no,
at
you
hand?
have to, forced to in that situation. But at the end of the day, we still depend on men and their physical strength and their physical ability
Absolutely.
to protect us, even through the
Just as
police
you
force.
trust on a woman for her emotional
Well, there's-
intelligence and her intuition, because a woman does understand faster than a man.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with what I was talking about.
There's
though.
one thing though, like a lot of people say, okay, man and women are equal, but that term has been taken way out of context.
Yeah, for
What I'm
sure.
saying is, I do believe that men and women are equally as important. Roles are
Yes.
both equally as important because again, we can't have kids as men. We can't have kids.
Yeah.
So your value is there, right? If we go to war and we have to go and defend our country and our, you know what I'm saying, and our people and all that, like women are not going to step into that.
Oh no,
So,
I mean there are plenty who will.
No, who won't?
Yeah.
But they can't.
And as far as the draft goes, it's only males.
Like
It's
if
only
they're
males.
drafted, no.
But
But
it is on a different
regardless
level.
though,
Does not
regardless.
mean
And even
that
then,
they
those women don't end up on the
prepare.
battlefield, and they know to remove them from the
Does not
battlefield
prepare.
because it doesn't
You
make
just
us
said
better.
it.
Yeah,
The roles have to be equally appreciated. Your strength ability might be at a max, right? This is we're talking like the auto robots, but then another one, the agility, the fast. Sneaking
fast what?
through, like sneaking
Y'all are
through
emotional.
things.
You guys say one thing and then you change, 30 minutes later on your opinion on things.
some men are just as emotional.
Well, no, okay,
We're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about that.
Wait, we're talking about like actual alphas. Alphas will stick to their shit, logical. we'll listen to your opinions. Don't mean we got to take your advice.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You think I'm not going?
No. Okay. You know what's the craziest thing about the fucking draft is that if you're over the age of 25, you don't have to fucking go. So all these young ass dudes out there fighting, you know, for their country. I'm gonna be chilling here making podcasts. I don't give a shit.
He said, "I'm not going to that draft."
I feel
Fuck
like the craziest
that.
thing about the draft is the fact that elites don't get drafted.
Oof.
The rich don't get drafted.
Ooh.
Only the poor
Yeah.
always get drafted.
Yeah.
Sadly, Donald Trump is even an example of
That's
that.
the crazy shit about the
Yeah.
draft. So we're talking about men and women, but like honestly, at the same time, like
100%. But I
these
feel like
niggas-
you know, as soon as you start mentioning the rich, I feel like it's like, bruh, like okay, so what? Like just deal with the cards you were played with.
I'm trying to get rich too, like everyone else. Trust me.
Are we all? Shit.
Check this.
America, bro.
You're here, right? You're not rich. You're trying to get rich, but you're already rich. The cards that you are dealt with when you are trying to get rich aren't the same as trying to get rich. So you just deal with that shit.
Put this shit in
You
your
just
pocket.
deal with that shit, and then you just make what you got with the best hand you can come up with.
Draft the rich.
That was funny.
But I mean,
Draft the rich.
I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Put them in that draft.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't blame the rich for all of our fucking problems, because if I wanted, because think about it this way: if you were in a position where you would be
I can mean
rich,
this one.
then you
We
would
gotta
have
pee
rich
again?
people problems and not trying to get rich people problems. Completely fucking different.
Yeah, I mean,
do-
there's
you do
definitely
get
different
tied up.
worlds. There's different entire worlds. I
gotta
mean,
break out
but
of
also at the
that
same time,
perspective.
wealth is only the ability to manifest your will, right? If you have a lot of wealth, you can manifest your will easier, which means you create the world around you, and haphazardly, you also create the world around you and you.
Yeah,
Right,
100%.
and I'm not even thinking about you.
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah,
you're not even part of my concern.
Yeah.
Which means the world I create around me is not for you, and sometimes that works against you, right? And that might not be malicious. It's just in my favor. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. No, we all want to live in our truest, most authentic, and most autonomous lives.
Oh,
That's
100%.
it.
I agree. But, you know, to me, wealth is, I know for a lot of people, wealth can be of riches and have, you know, the fancy cars and the mansion and the money and all that. But I also think that wealth can be taken a different way, like having your parents around, still having your,
sure.
you know, your loved ones, your closest ones. At one point, we're going to lose them. It's going to happen. And are you ready to deal with that day when it happens? So right now, the true wealthiest people are who still have their loved ones around. You know what I'm saying? And so I agree with you, though, because I am on that same route where it's like I do want to do better for myself, and I do want to be in a good position so I can give back to my family and those around me. But yeah, man, no, I agree. I was going to ask a question. I lost it.
Brain fog.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask
Roger,
you a
think
question.
quick.
Let me go ahead and ask a question for the room.
Let's do it.
Okay, so in 2025, you see all this shit going around, all these people dying and shit like that. But who is the next person to die on your bingo card?
Shit, let's
Trump?
ask the Simpsons.
Trump, I'm gonna go ahead and speak that into existence.
Wait,
Trump?
what?
Oops, did I say something crazy?
Ooh,
N-
Oh, yeah, him too. Honestly,
Netanyahu.
both of them. I hope suicide pact, baby. But
damn.
but you know, yeah. I think, yo, this honestly, I'm so entertained by Trump every day.
Yeah.
Even though he sucks so much, but he's so funny. Did y'all see when he was like, yo, I'm about to make the drugs 1,000% off. I'm about to make the drugs 150% off. This is the leader of the free world. Like, what are you you can't make anything 150% off.
But is he the leader of the free world, or is it the Israeli lobby?
Actually, those things might be the same. But you didn't see a difference there, my friend. Hey, this is gonna be a crazy podcast.
Who do you really think is the leader of the world? Is it Trump, or is it someone above him?
Oh wait, are we talking about
We just
Israel
went-
at this point?
yeah, we just
Okay.
Yeah, just
This is my
answer.
specialty right
There you
here.
go,
So
there you go.
I definitely like to talk about
Conspiracy
no.
theory on, yes sir.
Yeah,
no,
for
there's
sure.
definitely. Shit, am I allowed to say something?
Go for it.
No, I don't want to. We're gonna get deboosted on YouTube. if I say it.
No, we're good. Go ahead.
It's fucking Israel, bro. It's just
Of course.
straight up
And then,
the
yeah,
Jews.
we're-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Exactly,
It's straight up, bro. There's something about. There's just. I'm sorry. I'm used to Twitter, guys. I'm used to Elon giving me power. I don't get it. I don't get on YouTube. I'm sorry, but no, it's straight up the Jews. Let's be real. They're like
God.
they're running everything.
They are.
It's like Trump completely controlled by the Jews. It's bad, bro. Like, and I say this as a Mexican Jew. I'm sorry.
Well, you know,
As a Mexican Jew.
The disclaimers. I'm gonna save it. Don't worry. Not all Jewish. It's not the Jewish thing, right? It's really it's the Zionist ideology.
There you go.
I love this man.
The Jewish.
I love this man.
The
Yes.
Jewish people
Yes.
are separate from
Yes.
the Zionist ideology. Sometimes there's an inner circle, but there's a lot of other people who are Zionists too. There's a lot of Christians who are Zionists. Trump's probably a Zionist. You know what I mean? He acts like one.
Yeah.
But so you know. So let's like.
yeah.
Is that no? We're good.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Bye, YouTube. Bye. I'll see.
I agree.
I just
No
got
way.
It's okay. I've been removed for 2 years.
I
You're good, bro.
agree. I do. I feel like, again, if you do your study right, I mean, there's a reason why, the Iranian war is supposed to be the 7th war. Out of all the wars that they're trying to take over the Middle East.
They are trying to take over the Middle East.
Yeah.
It's scary to me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just found this out last week.
Oh, I went into a rabbit hole. Hitler was actually a hero. And so,
He said, damn.
he was. Look into
He
it.
said,
Look into it.
this is every day of my
Look into it.
life.
It's real. It's real.
No.
Get into the TikTok rabbit hole, please.
Do you know? Okay. Do you know the reason why? Do you know the reason why Judea declared war on Germany? Was because Germany and Hitler were trying to go away from the central banking system. So what happens there is now the narrative changed, saying that they started burning a bunch of religious books. No, they weren't. They were burning transgender books.
Exactly.
Because in Berlin, it was the first laboratory where they were, pretty much testing out the whole transgender deal. And Hitler was like, "We're Christians. We're not going to feed into your shit. You're polluting our people's minds. Not only did you run our country down to the ground and made us poor, they had the biggest, what was it? They had the biggest, their economy was shit because of the Jewish people, right? Because of the Israeli lobby. And so what Hitler did was like, well, fuck that. Notice that every single dictator who tries to go against the central banking system gets hit.
Gaddafi.
There you go.
Exactly,
Yep,
yeah.
Exactly. So when you go against a higher power, because everyone, obviously the dollar is the most dominant currency in the world.
Just for a long ass time.
If that's why BRICS came out. You ever heard of BRICS?
Of course.
Yeah. So that they're trying to take over and become the most demanding currency. Now in the Hitler era, he was just trying to protect his people. So you can't really blame him for all that. Now the Holocaust, I don't know about all that. Hold on, all right, he could have taken a different route there, but
There are other solutions.
there were other solutions. Yes,
But they didn't kill as many as they said. If you actually look at the
did
numbers,
it.
they didn't
They
kill
did
as
it.
nearly as
Yeah.
many Jews as they thought they did. It's
They
just the
really
truth.
did it.
It's
They
just
really
the
did it.
truth. It's just the
He's
truth, bro.
dying over there.
and so that's true, bro. That's true. Now those who win the war, do get to write
Dictate the
history.
yeah. As we finish this bottle off, let's
For
go.
sure. Now if you now with AI, right? Now they're translating every
He said, yeah, go ahead and pour that
they're
last little bit.
translating,
Go ahead.
all of Hitler's speeches. If you hear them,
Yo, low key,
Crazy.
I'm so sad that
Crazy.
you brought this up, but I'm sorry I had to admit this. I'm a history guy.
Yeah.
And I listen to a lot of speeches.
Yeah.
They have all those AI speeches.
Yep.
Hey, pull that mic
I listen,
closer. to
I listen to all of them.
Over here in the back, who wants to be anonymous?
He wants to be
Anonymous.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
love
yeah,
an anonymous.
Ready?
Ready?
Sorry, bro. Sorry, I didn't want
But
to.
I too.
The aim was not there.
It was not there.
It was not there. It was like,
Oh yeah, bro. Of course.
Go ahead.
You were saying, I'm sorry.
I too have checked out some of.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say that, but I've also listened to other people who weren't Hitler, so I have to say that. But I did listen to Hitler, and I felt so bad because Kanye West has that line. In
Oh
his new
yeah,
song.
bro.
Yes.
He said,
Yes.
listen to Mein Kampf before I go to sleep, and I was like, oh shit, I can't. I'm not on the new Kanye train. I'm off
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm off it, bro.
No,
I'm
he's a genius,
still on
though,
it, bro. I'm
No,
sorry. I'm about what it
He's like, I'm
is.
locked in. I'm locked
No,
in
wait,
with it.
If you guys want to dive deeper into that, so the Titanic wasn't. It was planned. Okay, if you really want to dive deep into that kind of shit, there was very powerful people on that boat who went against the central banking system, and there's a reason why exactly. Now, the Twin Towers, same thing. What happened? He's Jewish. He bought. Well, I forgot his name.
His insurance policy, yeah.
He got an insurance policy weeks before on terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
And the only day that he didn't go to the office because
Was
he had
that
an
day.
appointment,
Yeah.
right? Dude's
That his wife booked for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
So you're telling me that you believe that America would go through the effort of making a false flag operation on its own country?
100%.
Just like COVID, like the
100%.
same thing.
Wait.
What's COVID?
Yeah, this another thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, hey man, I'm just saying that, like, you know, in order for the U.S. to be a dominant power, they need to bend over.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
so-
there's a ruling class in this world, and it happens to be one race or origin of people,
Here
and
we
it
go.
is Jewish.
All right,
An
so
origin
fuck
sounds
it.
great.
This fucking guy. Since you opened it up, I'm gonna open it up even further.
Go for
right?
it.
And
Go for it.
so I don't know how deep in the rabbit hole you are in, right? So
I'm a Nick
There's-
Fuentes fan. I go as deep as it goes, bro.
He said I'm
a
balls
Nick
deep in it.
Nick, you know he's a neo-Nazi. Right? You understand that, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so
Me too.
So check this out. So even within Jewish people, there's people who have come and taken over that ideology.
Yeah.
So the Jewish people that we think are Jewish, some of them have been usurped by a whole nother group of people. Some people who come into this group and pretend as if they are Jewish because they want to be known as God's chosen people, but they're not.
They're not.
Original Jews.
That's the New
So
Testament.
when we talk about Jewish people and all the the things that come along with that, you also have to understand that might be a portrayal of a whole other parasite.
Yeah.
A whole other group of people that are using them as a shield.
I agree because the Old Testament says that, you know, the chosen people were supposed to be the Jewish people. Israel was supposed to be the chosen land. Now, when they went against God's son, Jesus, right, and they crucified him, that ideology went away because now the chosen people are the ones who believe in Jesus, right? And so still you have Jewish people who still think they're the chosen ones. And so-
It's really Kabbalah. Like there's a Jewish sect of Kabbalah, and Kabbalah is basically magic with a K, not just magic with a C. And the Kabbalah is where it really comes back to. And all these people, they're actually Kabbalistic. And if everybody actually did the research and see that these people are all preaching magic, they're all, don't get me wrong, I don't think magic isn't real. I think that numerology, astrology,
good and
all these
bad
things,
magic.
like it's like even English when we speak, it's spelling. Yeah, it spells. That's why it's called spelling. And that's what everything that we speak, the English language was literally created for the Cabal. And whenever we push everything that we say and that we do, it's literally pushing the Jewish agenda, which is actually the Kabbalistic agenda. And it all actually goes back further and further and further, but most people just don't know the real
You
truth.
gotta
of it.
say Zionist. You can't say Jewish.
Yeah. Well,
Then-
I just like
then-
Kabbalah, bro.
And
Like,
then I
that's like my
Kabbalah.
biggest
You
thing.
know with the Cabal, right? And then if you want to go crazier, if you ever looked into this word, Ashkenazi.
Yeah, the Ashkenazi Jews with
Right,
the
yeah,
with
these
the
are-
curls.
These are,
Yeah.
these are a different type, right? So like, I don't know, cause like I see that Iran just went down. We almost went to World War III. This whole podcast would have been a glass podcast.
Oh, yeah.
A fucking month ago.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Roger.
So it's kind of hard not to ignore.
But they're great at
Yeah.
playing the stage. So at the same time, like they will play up the stage and get the views and do everything to make us think that we're going to World War III. But they also it's all about just getting clicks. It's all about just winning the mind war of which side are you going to
I
choose.
mean, it's so obvious though. What's the whole Middle East? The fuck? They're going through genocide to get to it. That's the part.
yeah.
That's the part. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, it's crazy because it's Islam versus the Jews, but really Christians are kind of sitting back. And as an American nation, we're mostly Christians. But at the end of the day, everybody sees us like Islam versus Jews, but it's really Christians versus Islam and Jews is the way that I see it. And a lot of Christians they always take a side. Like that's why we hear Judeo-Christian so much, because we're supposed to immediately side with them, but also I don't want to side with the Islamic people either. Yeah.
Yeah, they're too brown. Way too brown for that.
Way too brown for that.
That's the line where we draw.
So what I have
okay.
against Islam, so it's very simple though. What I have against Islam is that they preach gynocentrism the most, which is the woman on the pedestal. It's all about what the women want because they were the first people who went and bought women. I'll give you 100 cows for me, 100 camels, and I get a wife. Whereas Christian nations for many years, for over 1,000 years, it was very much the woman's family paying for the man. The man was the prize for many years. So Islam really created gynocentrism, and a lot of people don't understand that. Jewish people did that too, and that's like the big balance beam that nobody looks at, but it's a very big deal because as soon as Islam did that, it started putting all the money and everything into women when it should have always been in the men. That's why even in America, everybody knows this, who is supposed to pay for the wedding? The wife's family. Because that was the way of actually paying for the services of the man at the end of the day. No offense to women, but they're useless and the man's more worthy. So he's supposed to get the money at the end of the day.
How do you feel about that?
Just saying, like, there's one of them is the prize, and a lot of women want to say that they're the prize. But historically, there was a reason why the women were paying, in marriage for the man's family to take them in. It wasn't the other way around, especially in Christian nations, but not Islam.
I also don't think that we can use anything from the past to justify how we should go forward. There's a lot of things that worked in the past, and there's a lot of things that don't work in the past. We should take the best and leave the rest.
Well, so it's Islamic people that chose to pay 100 camels for a woman. It's because their genetics were so bad. This is where simping and tricking comes from. Their genetics are so bad. Their genetics are so bad. They have to pay to be able to reproduce. Whereas men that have good genetics, the women will pay to reproduce with them. So that's where this all comes from. And Islam, their genetics are, no offense to Islamic people, their genetics are so bad they have to pay 100 camels to be able to reproduce.
Let me introduce some contrast, right? So what about this too? So when you're doing that, right, it's also beyond just the genetics, because when you are someone of wealth, when you have families and families worth of lifetimes of wealth, it's not about your genetics anymore. Your genetics mean shit, because why I want your family to pay me is not because I think your genetics are trash and you have to make up for it. It's actually because I want your dad and your dad's dad, and I need that lineage of money.
It's a business.
That's why, marriage has always been, especially
a business contract.
A business contract.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So at the moment where wealth was accumulated throughout generations, I think we stopped looking towards genetics. Genetics matter most on the first interaction, right? Though, like, you know what I'm saying?
But say like a last name is worth a lot because that family went and built a lot of wealth. It's still genetic. It's still based on genetics.
I hear
their intellect, their IQ. It is about the assets. But what I'm saying is that those people kept reproducing because of the fact that their genetics were so good. They were so intelligent. They were able to keep reproducing that well.
Let's talk about this, right? The royal families. They believe the same thing, and they continue to reproduce within the family, thus fucking up their genetics.
Yeah.
Their genetics they're all ugly as sin, and they can't survive a simple disease.
But that's where they took it too far. Like there's certain points whenever it's like, if you're fucking your cousin, you fucked up at this point.
Yeah, but they didn't know how to differentiate the two.
They didn't have the science and technology at that time to see how bad it was to reproduce with your cousin. But now we know you probably shouldn't reproduce with your cousin. You need to reproduce with another clan or another family that has good genetics as well.
Yeah.
That has a lot of wealth as well. That's why, like, there's so many times when France and England, met each other only through weddings. It was only through like, hey, we're going to bring our wealth together and make a stronger army through a wedding, you know?
Through a covenant.
Yeah, and not through just, hey, my cousin is my cousin. So
nowadays we're on Earth, we see her in the club and she's hot and is genetics, right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, status has always been everything, and now the status has just switched from the kings and queens to who can pop the most bottles. That's always
kings and queens.
That's
what I said. Kings and queens. What are you talking about?
Well, no, if you go to any of the big places in the world where they do bottle wars and stuff like that, the richest families, whether they're from India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, it doesn't matter where it's from, they're throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars to prove status, and through that status, the most girls want to go to their sections and want to be with them, reproduce. The most beautiful girls want to reproduce with them, even to the point where they're getting shit on in certain countries. You know what I'm saying?
But you see this shit out in Deep Ellum all the time.
I was just about to say, damn, that sounds kind of crazy because that sounds like right now.
It's not even way out the picture.
Okay, let me ask y'all something, right? Do you measure, let's say you see a group of guys at a section, whoever gets the most bottles, whoever's getting the most expensive bottles, do you measure them compared to someone else at a different section? I'd rather be over there. Or how do you get pulled into it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it happens all the time. Especially women now, like they get attracted by that kind of shit, which is retarded.
Yeah, but I feel like that also aligns with priorities. Like if you want to live that life, like be included in the section, okay, cool. But if you don't, then
mean,
I
agree.
don't know. Yeah.
I carry myself a certain energy. I carry myself a certain stature. So it's not like everybody approaches me anyway. And for that reason alone, if somebody does approach me and if they're from a section, then I do get invited back to it.
Yeah.
But that was never my purpose.
But that's not my intention to be like, oh, okay, you're popping like 6 bottles. Let me go over here because that's what I want. Like, no. Yeah.
Like if you and I are meant to talk, then
okay,
some point
cool.
we would have a
His
conversation.
Yeah.
job as a man is to make you feel like you were always meant to talk. Make you feel like that.
I mean,
You're
gonna
supposed
feel-
to,
it's
but
gonna feel
yeah,
like-
no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
like,
shit.
it
Yeah.
depends.
But all I'm gonna say is that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like
Wanted that night, go
we
for it.
love to deny that like this natural ability of us to want to pursue certain things, but it's very. If we're gonna be honest, you know, women do pursue status and wealth in men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for it at all. I think that they need provision and protection, and that's gonna come from a guy with high status and high ability
it's not
to
really
earn.
that. It's really the accountability and the responsibility that is carried with that. Because for one, if you are coming off with a high status, you are going to look good. You're going to look clean. You're going to smell good. And you're going to walk with your head held high. And a woman loves to have that because that does provide some type of guidance, right?
But how do you differentiate that? Because I've met guys who will blow their entire check and then they're scraping for pennies throughout the week.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
okay, they could play that role.
Yeah, nah.
Hey,
You can
and
play,
then-
but you
and
can
then
play all
you
that.
get finessed as a girl because you
Got
already put
him.
out
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
night.
But you
Got
can
him.
play that
100%.
role all day
Still
long,
fuck.
but like, nah.
Still fuck,
Yeah.
still fuck, yeah, still
I mean,
fuck.
Still
cheating
fuck.
takes on different types of ways. Cheating goes in so many different types of ways. Just lying about yourself in general is a way of cheating.
No, that's being a piece of shit.
It's
Very
gonna
different.
leak.
Yeah.
It's gonna leak.
Yeah.
And you'd rather be honest with the girl you really like than just go ahead and do that.
No, but at the end of the day, like I said, like maybe y'all aren't those type of women, but those guys that blow tons of money and they have very high stats because they have high wealth, they're going to always be able to genetically reproduce because it's very efficient for the woman.
Yeah,
Whether if she chooses the guy that's broke or has nothing, maybe she gets good genetics out of it, but she doesn't get the check. And today, most women are choosing for the check more than the
Oh, yeah.
genetics.
9 times
Now,
out of
don't get me
10,
wrong. There's
yeah,
tons
for
of women
sure.
that will fuck a guy and know he's broke as fuck, keep his kid, be the baby mama, and know that he has
Yikes.
nothing but the genetics. But the smart women are honestly picking for status and wealth because otherwise, what is your kid gonna grow up in?
Yeah, but look where they are also with no
You can lose it
men
all.
guidance. Like
For
they
generations,
just
like
have
two
like
generations now.
yeah, they have like
Yeah.
the man's kid. Okay, cool, but like what's more than that? Like you have nobody. It's just you.
Well, wealth creates a better life, and we all know
Yeah,
this. Like
yeah,
we've
of
all
course.
heard the meme of I'd rather cry in a Lamborghini than a Honda Civic, you know. And the reason why is because wealth does create a better life, whether it's for you or your children. So women will always choose. If we look at the stats, it's 52%. Women like to choose a man that makes 52% more than them in income. And I'm not saying anything's bad about that at all. I think it's
Yeah.
actually a good thing. It's called hypergamy. And hypergamy is a great thing. If we wouldn't have men building Dallas, building all these cities to the point that they're at the where they are, if it wasn't for hypergamy, I actually think it keeps a man in check. It makes a man do better in a relationship knowing his girl could always go upgrade to another man if he doesn't work hard and become a
sure.
better man.
I mean,
So
There's
how is
nothing wrong with
it.
hypergamy not gynocentric?
It is gynocentric, but at the same time, it's a positive for society. I'm not saying gynocentrism is always wrong. Androcentrism is the opposite, where women are worshiping the men, chasing the men, and I think it's good to have a balance in society. The problem
Yeah.
is that we're completely out of balance today. We have a 90% gynocentric, 10% androcentric. We have way too many men, simps, tricks that will pay whatever it costs, 100 cows for the
Yeah.
pussy. Versus some of us know as men, we can get the milk for free.
Oh, yeah,
and that's
yeah,
the
for sure.
difference.
But
No,
here
for
it
sure.
is: the men who are wealthy, most times they're out of shape. Most of the times they go for women who are like they're models, they're really good, but they're genetically fucked. When they know they don't have to be anything more because that wealth is so powerful. They
Yeah.
can be fucked up. They can.
Oh,
be,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But honestly,
Yeah,
they never
that's
have the
true.
soul of
if
the
they
woman,
did-
though.
but
They
if
never have the
no,
soul.
No, that's why they're cucks, all of them.
Yes.
But that's what's going on because there's more to the genetics, right? They might get the wealth over here, but try to go get the physicality, and all that other shit.
It's more about paying to reproduce. That's what I was talking about Islam earlier. Like they'll pay to reproduce. So like these men that might be fat but they're billionaires, they will pay money
Trump.
to still be able to
reproduce.
But I feel like
I mean, he
only
made a
goes so
fucking
far.
6'7" fucking tower of a man.
Yeah.
Son. So at the same time, like he put his genetics off into a good woman and made us.
But I also think
he
that
wants to invest
a
into.
lot of these women that feed into that, like it makes it that much more harder for a man who's trying to build his
A regular
way up.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Because now they're having to compete. Men compete all the way around. And it's much harder for a man, a good man, to try to lock someone in because the expectations are so high. You know what I mean? Like a girl who just got out of college is already hanging out at a yacht and fucking Mykonos and like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like Greece and all that. So how can you compete with that? You know, so that's where.
But I feel like
Find
money
a way-
only goes so far, though. Like, it can only take you to a certain extent, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm bored now. Like, what more can you give me?
And they gonna start thinking like club girls do. Where like all these men are tricks. I'm gonna get some fun out of him.
Yeah.
Have some fun. And then I'm gonna go to the next one because they're all just experiences. All these niggas are rides. They're just fun. You know
But
what
at the
I'm saying?
end of the
And they
day, it's
know
about
that-
who reproduces, bro. At the end of the day,
No, it's not.
there's
It's
tons
about-
of incels, there's tons of guys that got game, but the women won't keep their baby. They're gonna abort it. So
It's not
it
just
doesn't
about,
matter.
It's not about
Why
just.
do women do that?
Hold on, it's-
Because that man is not that
leave their
guy.
man out in
It's
the
not
street
just
doing the
about
things that they should
having the
do.
baby. It's about raising the baby to be a successful
trauma.
child.
No, actually, I disagree. And the reason why is because Genghis Khan, there's a reason why he had hundreds of kids. And the reason why is because it's not all, you're not going to, you can have a kid, you can have 3 kids and 1 son, and he's not going to do what you want because sometimes it's a numbers game. And so you can go out there and reproduce. That's why the most successful guys, they're having multiple women, they're having multiple kids. And the reason why is because we don't know what's going to happen to that kid over time. Especially in this environment where they can turn homosexual, like they can turn all types of shit.
Bro, look,
you don't know if
maybe
you're going to be your legacy
you
or
were a
not.
fucking active parent, you'd maybe get the results you wanted.
But
You
no,
know
no,
what I'm
no.
saying?
I don't think you have to be an
That's what I'm
active
saying.
parent.
Like, if you want a certain,
I don't believe
a
that.
certain result, even if it is a numbers game, you can have 1 billion kids try to get that one successful kid. But if you have like a manageable amount and manage it well, you get the best result, point blank period, easily every time.
Well, no. So like this is a huge flaw in the system where everybody thinks that a father has to be around all the time. No, sometimes the
think it has
kids,
to be, but
like my
it's
father was
better.
gone all the time, but his impact on me was so strong when he was around. It was a big deal.
I'm gonna pause
And,
that right there. So what you just said, every time he was around, his impact was so big. Imagine the difference, right? If he was
Around 24/7. See, I don't see it as the same. Like I think men and women are different. I think women are supposed to raise through most of the years, but like a father isn't impactful until 7, 8, 9, 10. Whenever the child is actually able to
This is
take
how we
stuff
get
in,
to
it's not the same.
gynocentrism. When the man is not present in the home.
Well,
when
yeah.
we don't have hard, consistent examples of those masculinity. That's how. What is a woman to do but to raise a child to be more gynocentric if the man isn't there to provide that balance?
It's about fear. So if the son has a lot of fear of what their father will think of them, it'll change their life significantly. That's how it was for me. Even at this age, I'm 34 years old. I still think about what my father thinks of me at this point. And yeah, like my parents divorced when I was young and he wasn't around. And I had a stepfather that stepped in a lot and helped me a lot. But my father's influence on me and his success still pushes me to another level. Every time I talk to him, every time I'm talk, even though we can't see each other every day, it doesn't make a difference. I want to make him proud so much. You'll go through the next level. Where there's a lot of people who are led by fear. And they're like, I'm scared to go this far. I'm scared to do this. But if you had a father that stepped that far and further,
Became
you're willing to do it. Yeah.
you would wanna be
Yeah.
around
I
them, too.
hear
It's so like I don't always think I agree with Andrew Tate on this, because his father was a professional chess player. He traveled the world playing chess. He wasn't always around his sons. They were mostly raised by their women. But look at Andrew Tate is literally seen as one of the most masculine men in society right now.
To you, boy,
And
he's a rapist.
No, he's actually not. That's just a psyop. It's not true. I can disprove all of it.
Israel massacres people
No,
and agitates a rapist.
No, actually, I've debated.
Yikes.
These are facts.
I've actually debated that
He's
against
a-
some of
he's
the
a-
biggest people on
he's a
Twitter, and I
rapist.
can destroy it all day long.
Bro,
It's-
he is.
No, there's no proof of it.
No, but he is, though.
No. If I asked you to show me proof of it, you wouldn't be able to prove it.
I wasn't there. I wasn't
Oh,
there.
shit.
I
There's
didn't
no
get
proof of
charged.
it. It's all false allegations. See,
But
this
I
is the
know,
problem.
but
It's all
because
false
you live in
allegations.
such a high-
This
a high
topic can
place.
probably go all day long.
It wasn't true.
But
It wasn't
you
true.
also, no, you also have to understand.
I've literally defeated the biggest debater on X about this. His name's Crayons. He's literally the biggest guy that goes against Tate. I've destroyed him time and time and time again because they've never been able to put up real proof that he was any of those
I'm
things.
not an Andrew Tate.
This is another Jewish psyop. It's another Jewish psyop,
I just don't think.
honestly.
Look. Andrew Tate's not the dopest example of healthy masculinity. Period.
Out there.
He's the best. He's the best proof of androcentrism. He's the best proof of androcentrism.
Andrew Tate works for a lot of people who don't. The reason why Andrew Tate is so successful is because there's a lack of fathership that was present in the last generation. He fills a gap. He fills a gap.
No.
He fills a stepdad gap. Just like Jordan Peterson. These guys come into prominence because their fathers weren't there. That's just facts. There's a male loneliness epidemic. They fill the gap, bro.
But his
father
was
does
there.
have value. I see a little bit of it, but honestly,
there's a lot of value.
I think there's better. I can look at you right now.
Tell
I can
me.
look at you
Yeah,
right now
tell
and
me.
tell you and I can look at you and say that you both have more value than Andrew Tate does.
Absolutely not,
Right,
and I'll
the
tell you
point
why.
now.
I have a marketing agency. I've hired his students through his Hustlers University. Literally over a dozen times, and I've paid them so much money for editing, for website building, all types of things. The shit that he teaches and his
There's
funnel
value.
that he has
No,
set
there
up,
is value.
he has made kids more money across this U.S. than any other man ever has online. Hands down.
Ty Lopez.
I love Ty, and I love Ty too,
We're-
and,
we're
and I
aligned
love
in
Alex
similar ways,
Hormozy, and I
yeah,
also
all
love
these guys.
Tate.
Right.
All these men are preaching very good ethics, but at the end of the day, they have different point of views. Alex Hormozy has a really good wife, but also at the same time, he's a really good husband. Like they're a power couple. Andrew Tate teaches the whole TradCon thing. Like I'm the badass masculine man running everything, but I got a woman that take care of my kids. And you got to find balance. Ty Lopez has no fucking wife, no girl, but he shows how you can still do it by yourself. All these men have great value in marketing and how to put yourself out, but at the end of the day, it's about what is best for yourself, and everybody has a different view on this. And I'd say it's based on how you're raised. I come from a very traditional household. Even when my parents divorced, they both went remarried, and so I'm coming from that point of view. Whereas like somebody who's a single guy, it's like an incel, it's always by himself. He might love Ty Lopez, or he might love Andrew Tate. You know? No offense to Ty. Ty is a badass at the end of the day. I love, bro. If you go look at my Twitter right now, I got 6 fucking reposts from his Twitter. I love Ty. I love Ty Lopez, and he's amazing. Same with Alex Hormozy, who preaches the whole power dynamic of women and man together. Like I love Layla Hormozy, bro. I love my dad was the power couple and my mom was the TradCon couple. So I got to see it perfectly growing up which one was better. And I think everybody loves to be like, this is the best, this is the best. No, they all have their benefits, but we need to see what's best for ourselves at the same time.
We'll see what works. See what works, leave the rest. Interesting.
I agree, man. Look, I also feel that like that whole topic on him being a rapist. Look, there's no proof, but I also do believe that he took care of certain women to an extent. And once that paycheck stopped coming in, homegirls are ready to like, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me, bro. I mean, we see it all the time. Every millionaire, billionaire who gets hit on these charges is because they stopped paying. You know, and that check ain't coming in no more.
It says something.
100%.
And it just shows that it's all about the money. And like I said, there's certain guys where the whole Tate thing is going to resonate with them. They want to have multiple women. They want to have lots of kids with different women. There's some people that are like Hormozy and they just want a power couple. They want a
okay
wife
with
that's
both of
fucking
them.
great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I have to say this. You know what I mean? Like, my problems with Agent Tate aren't like the multiple women or like all that.
Yeah.
I just think like I value these young men growing up, and I think that male loneliness is turning them into incels, and the incel place is so unhealthy that they act out sometimes violently. Right? These things happen.
They become
know what
school
I'm saying?
shooters and all those things.
So, and I when Andrew Tate came out, I did everything like y'all did. I absorbed all of the content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I also didn't buy into him so much that I thought he was like a demigod. So I see the bullshit.
Yeah, I also,
and there is.
I also do like the fact that we got people like that who are still trying to teach these traditional cultural values in a man, rather than what the actual, again, what the agenda is being pushed.
The status quo.
Exactly. A bunch of betas coming in. Again, you can't sway logic, but you can sway emotion. So you implement emotion, and why do you think that Democrats push so many ideas towards women? Because you can sway emotion. But with men, you can't. And so all these ideas coming in when it comes to like transgenderism, my biggest fucking problem with Democrats were that they were trying to push the idea that they can teach a kid who they should love. Bro, how do you fuck with someone's kid to teach them, hey, look, you can like a man, you can like a woman. Bro, like, okay, try teaching that shit on a full grown adult. You can't. So that was my biggest problem, and that's where the agenda was being pushed. And so again, I don't mind people like Andrew Tate and Tyler Lopez and all these guys to come in and say, hey, look, like, we still got to be men. There's still got to be men in the world.
Yeah, there's
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. The problem is if the pendulum swings super hard into gynocentrism and feminism, be prepared for it to swing super hard back in the opposite direction. That's why we have Myron Gaines. That's why we have Fresh and Fit. That's why we have Andrew Tate.
And all this
you need to be prepared for that.
That's post-feminist reaction.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah, but that's what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, I still preach relationships. The biggest thing I teach is that don't be by yourself. You got to be a power couple. Basically, like what Hormozy would teach is what I'm most behind. And dude, Andrew Tate would disagree probably with me on this. But
So would Myron.
Sterling
you
Cooper.
watch Fish like that?
Look, I'm up to date on everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I don't subscribe to nothing, but I'll be watching everything.
But so, and that's fine because we need space for all these different opinions. And at the end of the day, I don't like arguing with those super incels, dude.
Yeah.
My biggest competition on Twitter and all these platforms, it's those really big incels, like these young guys that have no experience with relationships or anything. And I'm constantly trying to convince them.
Hell yeah.
I'm constantly trying to convince them to go back to my side. But I do see why they end up going so extreme. It's understanding is love. So the more we can love our whether it's men or women, we got to understand where they're coming from.
So let's I think we're at a really good point where we can zoom in on the incel matter, because that's where all this other stuff is branching out of. So I mean, just what do you think? Let's start with defining incel for some of the audience that might not even know what an incel is. What's an incel?
Incel is a guy that's involuntary celibate. I like to say that they're actually voluntary celibate because if they want to, they could go to Vegas or go to certain places and buy a prostitute. But they even choose that they're better than to do that. Right. I don't believe in incels. But somebody who's an actual incel, they're mostly just blocking themselves. It's I hate incels. The biggest account that I argue with on Twitter is the biggest incel account on Twitter, and the reason why is because I see it as a choice. Like they see the environment and they say, "Look, this is how bad dating is. This is how women are. This is how men are." I give up because I'm not looks matched. I have an ugly face or whatever it is about they're black pill. And I tell them, but you have a choice. Like basically they're making the descriptor their prescription for life. And that's bullshit. Because at the end of the day, you can change your life. Like I've had so many of those incel accounts and so many people say, "Oh, you're an incel, you're ugly." Why do I get pussy all the fucking time then? You're fucking insane. It's all about personality. It's all about who you are. Right. It's not about, your looks at all.
You're arguing with these guys about being incels, but really you need to argue with them about like, you should have more self-value. Because I guarantee
it's prescription.
It comes down to this. Their self-esteem is so low that they got to take the black pill and they believe they can never get pussy. And so I won't even try to get pussy, thus making me an incel, thus making me angry at the world.
But the reason why they're incels, though, is because they're raised by single mothers. I've talked to so many of them, and the reason why they are the way they are is because they were raised by single women and they see what they pick and those mothers put into them, I got to be super nice to all these women. If you talk to every incel, they all preach monogamy. They all preach, I just want to have one good, like they wish the laws would change and force women to be with them. Like a Handmaid's Tale type of story. And it's like, bro, that's not the reality of the world. The reality of the world is a hierarchy as a man. You have to work higher. You got to be a badass. Yeah. You got to work hard. You got to work on your body. You got to work on your business,
and that's
your money.
That's the fun of being a man, if anything.
I agree with you.
That's the fun part.
And these guys tap out of the game.
Yes,
and they make the descriptor their prescription instead of being like the prescription is through Christ, where I gotta always be better. I gotta repent. I gotta be humble. They don't have any of these stats. They just don't have it.
Because it comes from, there's no self-value, bro. You said this yourself. They're raised by a single mother, so a lot of the times, not everyone in a single household is going to be meant to feel like that, but a lot of them are. And those who do, they fall into this trap that is intentionally designed for us on Twitter, social media, and otherwise, where they're doing their best to demotivate these men and make them feel so low that they have to feel like they have to commit.
Well, the problem is like a man raised by a woman becomes a woman. So if a woman judges everything based off looks and value based off of just like how things look, that's what the men do. They're like, that's why all these men that are incels, they're all like, oh, I gotta look max, I gotta look the best. I have bad genetics, my face looks so bad, my jawline is so bad, my nose is so bad, I can't get a girl. That's because they're listening to their mother, to these women. Whereas we know as men, women value more than just your looks.
No, because
it's what you can provide, what you can protect.
Yeah. You know, I was it's crazy. I was actually,
some of y'all niggas in here is ugly. Y'all been getting fucked, bro. Hey,
look, no, I was having.
I'm just gonna pop in real quick.
Go for it.
Because like, I mean, even kids that come up to me, they're like, "Man, I wish I had your nose."
Yeah.
I look at her and I'm like, what's wrong with yours? Like, I don't understand your perspective. Like, what was wrong with your nose to make you say that you want mine? Because now in like 5 years, are you just gonna go get surgery on your nose because you just didn't like it?
Yeah,
it's sad. We live in a crazy world.
Well, you know, I had such a good conversation earlier today about how going to your point where a lot of men now are starting to give up on Western society women, right? Because it's like the high expectations are way too high. But it's like, okay, why not step into that role and say, I'm that dude? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I could get whoever the fuck I want. Like, if I carry myself right, I got framework, I got, you know what I'm saying? All that. But that's the reason why a lot of these guys are going overseas. This is why a lot of the guys are going into that South American countries because, look, man,
the passport, bro.
100%. The passport. Yeah,
they want a traditional woman, but these men don't even have the status over there.
But no, and I agree. I'm so against the passport, bros. But the reason why is because what they don't realize is that everything is westernized at this point.
Yeah,
every country you go to, every girl has Instagram, has dating apps, has all these things. They're only using you. Anybody who's ever actually seen a relationship that's between like a American guy with like, or a rich guy with like a girl from another country, you'll see he's taking care of her whole family. It's the only reason why she's with him in the first place. It's basically like very expensive prostitution. Like instead of 100 cows, he's paying 1,000 cows for this woman. And no, but like a guy who really understands the game realizes you don't have to go to another country at all to get a girl to comply like that. I've had many women cook and clean and become the trad wife for me in America without ever having to go to another country because they didn't work on themselves first.
However,
I really don't care what, like, you know, like.
You know, however, I went to Medellin last year and I did get the right kind of treatment. I felt great. I was like, "Holy shit! Where's this place been? This is my entire life."
Well, the status comes from coming from another country. America is the best country in the world.
I mean, obviously, you guys are wanting a woman that cooks and cleans and does all of this, and then of course, a woman is wanting a man that does this and that and this and that. But at the end of the day, we're all living in such an eclectic world, right? Digital currency is more massive than our current currency in our pocket. El Chapo used to like put money up on the wall. That used to be a huge thing. Now the value of dollar don't even matter. So what we're coming down to is, okay, what is the beauty of this world? It is the relationships.
Sometimes though, going back to what you just said, right? The value of the dollar. If we're technical and we're, you know, actually in Colombia, it's worth 4 times more. So what you can pay out there is like, out here you pay $500 for an hour. Out there you pay $150 for the whole night. That's a deal.
I mean, no, yeah. I mean, when I went
there's
to
a
Mexico,
reason why guys go out
there. I was like,
and you're paying $500 for what? A 5 and a 6? Where in Colombia it's like full on 10s. No, 100%.
Is the goal to reproduce, or is it just to have our sexual pleasure? Though,
absolutely no. You know, I was just talking shit. But hear me out. Look, if you go into a relationship, a marriage, and all this, does it really matter if you don't have kids? Let's be real. Like that's very important. If you have kids in a relationship, in a marriage, I think that's very important.
It's a lineage.
If you did it's a waste of time.
Yeah, no, then this is the biggest flaw with the incels. But they're all very hard trying to cope with is the fact that my bloodline dies with me. My ancestors made it thousands, 100,000 years from Homo erectus, made 100,000 years to fucking fall off right now because I failed at reproducing.
I think they'll be okay,
it's
bro.
not true.
They're gonna get.
Hey, Vic,
but like,
jump into
the mic. Yeah.
Come on,
man.
But
at the end of the day,
jump into the mic.
At the end of the day, if we look at the spike, if we look at the spike though of the population growing, it's immense over the last 100, 200 years. And the thing is, I think a lot of those people shouldn't have reproduced.
Well, here's the
thing. We're trying to cope and make up for the fact that a lot of genetic lines probably should have died off, but they kept going.
Sure, but here's the thing on that: your genetic line point doesn't exist on this one because no one is the last living person out of their bloodline here. You've got cousins you don't know about. Your fathers had kids that they didn't tell you about, or had a one-night stand somewhere that ended up in a kid. Most people here are not the single living bloodline. I'm Indian. I've got like 7,000 cousins.
Yeah.
If I die and I don't give a fuck because my bloodline's gonna exist no matter what happens.
It just means that the mother and the father of your mother, like I argue with incels all the time, and there's some guys that truly have bad physiognomy, like they have very bad genetics, and it's like your mother and father, honestly, probably shouldn't have reproduced. I'm sorry. like you shouldn't have made it this far, and I'm sorry. But we come from a privileged a privileged society where we have air conditioning and we have all these amenities that make it to where so many more people were able to reproduce over the last 100 years that probably historically would have died off.
I recommend like a giant blender.
For all of them. See, and a lot of people don't like me when I say this, but I'm a misanthrope. I'm not a misandrist. I don't promote misogyny. I'm not against men or women. I'm a misanthrope, which means that I don't like both sexes. I think that there's a lot of people that reproduce that are low IQ. You probably shouldn't have made it to this point. And that's why we have so many problems, is because we're sitting here preaching to these people that they're very low IQ. They're not smart. They're not gonna. It's the whole idiocracy lifestyle. If anybody's ever seen the movie
of IQ, I mean, it's just who cares if you are cleaning trash or if you are cooking you're cooking the food for the kids at the cafeteria or you're the city council. Like, it really doesn't matter about the IQ. It really matters about your intelligence behind your environment.
No, I think that's fine as long as they don't vote.
Like
I only want head of households to
You
vote.
thought voting mattered. You have faith in the voting system.
Well, no. I want a monarchy.
That was your first mistake.
I've given up
That
on
was your first
democracy.
mistake.
I gave up on democracy a long time ago. I believe in monarchy. Like I don't think that we should have democracy.
Yes, as in like the queen.
Yes, as in one leader, and the reason why
monarchy means
No.
queen.
Monarchy means queen.
No,
You mean
It means
dictatorship.
specifically
higher
queen.
IQ.
No. It's just a man or a woman.
No, sir.
Focus on
Monarchy.
Or a
Mono one, but it's
dictatorship.
the
It doesn't
Britain is a
matter.
monarchy
If you're for a
because it's always a
dictatorship,
queen.
that means you're a fascist. You don't be a fascist.
No, but bottom line is I don't think
Well, no, it's
everybody
okay.
should be voting. Most people are unintelligent. They shouldn't be voting at the end of the day.
But the people who are
It's
in
bad.
power don't have your best interest at heart. And if you think they do,
And I agree
Don't
with
do
that,
that.
too. Like I
Don't
agree with
do
that too.
that.
It's just that the problem is that letting all these different people vote, especially across all the states, we end up with all these.
they
crazy...
never had the power, baby. It was all.
If they never had power, then we have LGBT completely controlling half the states
But you
of
can
America.
be gay, but you can't force. Like, what's that to do with voting?
Bro, there's tons of kids that are being taught by transgender and bisexual teachers or whatever it is, and that's the problem.
Zero to do with voting, though.
Yeah, no, it does.
Voting
It
or
does.
not doesn't change that.
It does. We could vote so those people couldn't do those things. But
No.
most of the population
No,
is
we can't.
psyoped into believing we need to let transgenders be teachers, and that's the problem.
Real
I
quick
don't
on
like
your
that.
point, by the
I
way,
just don't want
monarchy
them to
does not
teach
mean
my kids.
female. Monarchy
Right.
just means a single head of state. But the thing is, it's largely
Exactly.
symbolic when it's a monarchy. You take Britain, monarchy has a king and a queen. Right now we had a queen before, now we have a king. Thing is, for monarchies, it's mostly symbolic. You've got a head of state that pretty much doesn't do anything but be the head of state, and then you actually have a government that takes care of it. Then you've got a dictatorship where it's one person running everything.
Yeah, see, I'm not preaching what Hitler had. I'm preaching more what England has, and at the end of the day, I just think it's better for all of us.
Form of rulership.
Well, it depends. Some monarchies aren't symbolic. Some monarchies are. The
about
monarchy in Britain wasn't symbolic until it became symbolic.
If you
we're
look
talking
at
about
us
Britain right now.
historically, though, for us to get to the point where we're at right now, monarchy is what drove us to that point.
Yeah, I think we left monarchy to in America have democracy.
Yeah,
and
we-
then now we're rejecting democracy.
But
Boston
our
Tea Party,
democracy
like-
was used to be based on our ability to have arms and us to have guns and us to protect ourselves. And we've completely lost all of that. Like, we've completely fallen apart from the fact that our guns and
it
everything
wasn't-
that protects us is
no,
what
it
makes
wasn't
us
the guns
stronger.
itself. It was the reason for having the guns. What was the reason for having the guns?
Well, no, now we use the guns to protect Israel. That's the fucking
no, okay,
problem.
no.
Like, that's the
Rewind. Go
problem.
back this way. again, it was about having guns, but what were having the guns about?
We were supposed
It
to
wasn't
protect.
just the
We were
guns.
supposed to use the guns to protect our land, and now we use it to protect other countries and their interests.
Against the,
That's the problem.
Against the powers that be, which were people in government who never had your interests at heart. Don't tread
The
on
Jews,
me.
yeah.
Don't tread on me. But also in this particular case in America, the British.
Yeah.
So again, these like our democracy was formed so we could take up arms against power that never had our interests at heart.
Well-
I'm not saying fuck rich people. Y'all up here thinking I'm fuck the rich. I'm about self-determination against everyone
Well,
here.
to be fair, we rebelled for that exact point you just
That's
made.
all I'm
Fuck
saying.
rich people. We didn't rebel because it was a monarchy. We rebelled because you taxed us too much and you're across the other country. Fuck you don't get our money.
But who voted back then? It was actually the head of households. We didn't let women. We didn't let people younger than a certain age, vote. We don't let the
didn't let
person be
black
a
people
president.
vote.
We don't
What
let
the
somebody
fuck
be
is
a
going
president
on?
unless they're 35 years old.
We didn't let
Why
black
don't we
people vote.
restrict
There's a
that for
lot of-
voting? For
There's
all
a-
of
do that.
voting?
The
still do
past does not determine.
No,
like,
but not
makes
for voting.
sense.
For not
Yeah,
all
yeah.
No, you're not
voting.
voting, but for
Yeah,
president.
like,
yeah.
there
But
was
we
a
should
lot
make
of-
all voting restricted by age, just like how we let the president be restricted by age as well. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, but on that point, we also need an age limit.
Yeah, 35, exactly like the presidency.
No. Not younger age limit of when you can apply, but also you're old enough, get the fuck out of the office.
Maybe so, or maybe
Or we make it to where like if you give 5 years to the country, 4 years to the country, just like how if you enlist in any type of armed services or anything like that, then you earn the right to be able to vote. I think that's
I don't know
way
about all
better.
this.
No, I'm saying-
No. You earn the right to be born. That I'm
anybody
okay
who
with.
watches the Andrew Wilson, shout out to anybody who watches the Andrew Wilson. They know what I'm talking about. This is very much something that's being pushed through the country a lot right now, whether it's Nick Fuentes pushing it or Andrew
Nick
Wilson.
Fuentes doesn't have good ideas.
He's I
He's
agree
also
with
got a
you
tight
that
dick.
he doesn't have great ideas because he's an incel at the end of the day, but
He's
he does say
he's
some
like the
good
king
stuff.
incel.
He is the king
You know what I'm saying?
incel,
Like
but-
he's like the incel of all. In fact, all incelness derives, especially in white people, derives from fucking Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
What a fucking.
But at the end of the day, there's not a lot of people that are speaking the truth against the Jewish people, and he's one of the few.
He's
So
definitely one of
he's
the-
willing to sacrifice. And the
Yes.
thing is, why would he have a family? Why would he have anything like that? But he's literally risking his life to say certain things like that.
I'm gonna make it cool.
You guys,
I'm just saying it's right.
you
I'm
guys
saying
know what?
it's right.
So you know the Nelk boys. They interviewed Netanyahu, and they're getting a ton of
Ooh,
backlash.
I saw that.
Did you see
I saw
that?
that,
Yeah, in
What's
the interview
your
they
thought?
literally
What's
went,
your
"Oh shit, we're out of the league. Oh fuck, we're way out of our league. But fuck it, let's do this."
You
No.
kind of gotta respect it a little, but
little
they were
bit,
dumb.
yeah.
They were
No,
very
apparently
dumb.
though, like the White House actually contacted them to have this interview,
Right, because they knew they were easily.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
knew
so
One of the
Netanyahu.
questions.
Exactly.
They knew Netanyahu would run
Exactly.
circles
Easy
around
win.
them. They
Yep.
knew they were
Yeah.
out of their league, so they did an interview
Yeah.
that would work for the guy because he could just.
Beautiful. As
Talk
a
out of him.
psyop,
Great marketing.
Oh,
Oh,
great,
yeah.
beautiful,
Great marketing.
10 out of
No,
10.
straight
Great
up.
marketing.
Straight
Well,
up.
I mean, okay, so you, right? So, I mean, how you feel about Israel? How do you feel about that interview?
I'm always going to be against anybody that's doing things just for money. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be controlled by greed.
So
you're
what
not going to
you're-
do what's actually right for society. You're going to do what's best for your pocketbooks.
So you're against 98% of the human population?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Because
How'd you come to that?
It's a very
Most
healthy
people
world.
go by greed, dude.
I see.
My family has been pretty well off. I grew up with it. The point being, anyone has a money limit. If you say you don't, you are lying. You don't want to do something, I just increase the number. I keep increasing the number until finally there's a number where you say, fuck it, your morals don't matter.
and that's
So I'm
most
not
of the
going to
population.
judge anyone for that when everyone else is like that way.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the Nelk Boys are doing what. This is why I'm so against. I run a marketing agency for personal brands, and the reason why is because whenever you create content just for ad revenue, you are doing whatever those companies want. If TikTok says we don't want you talking about Jews, we don't want you talking about
Then
this,
you're not.
You're only going to make content to make them happy so you get your paycheck for the next month. Whereas like if you have a personal brand that creates a good product, a good offer, whether it's a pre-workout, whether it's a testosterone product, whether it's an app, whether it's a GPT, it doesn't matter what they're creating. It's actually for the people and a real value. Whereas the other thing that they're creating is they're just being a clown show. It's just for ad revenue. Those people, they're controlled by that company that is letting them make money off ad revenue.
Yeah.
Completely against it. Because at the end of the day, your real value is in what you truly create as a person, whether it's Nikola Tesla or anybody creating something that's
That
real
was the
value.
most communist shit you ever said in your fucking life. No, for real. You just said you should own what you labor. You just said you should own the fruits of your labor. That is the most communist thing you could ever
Absolutely
say.
not, because communist actually gives the fruits of the labor to all the people instead of one person. So you said the opposite of what's true.
I mean,
what I'm
I
preaching,
see
what,
what you're
what I'm
saying with
preaching
that,
is
but I
actually
kinda
what
disagree.
What I'm preaching
I
is
kinda
actually
disagree.
what Ayn Rand talked about, which was objectivism, which is whatever you create brings your profits in.
You should own the fruits of your labor.
Yes,
You should own
exactly.
the
Actually,
means
the
of
opposite of
production.
absolutely the opposite of
The
communism.
means of production
Yeah,
owned by the person who did the labor.
yeah, which is the
That
opposite.
is- no, sir.
No, it's the opposite.
But there's a lot of what's the word? We like you to say propaganda around that. I'm not even a communist. I'm just explaining these ideas, right?
But what you're
You
saying
know-
is the opposite of what's true, though. Honestly,
No. There's just different ways to understand it. Because you're thinking like, okay, as a communist would say this, right? Give me whatever you created, and I will distribute to everyone else that's not you. That's not communism. That's actually very much capitalism, right? And the people who go to work, right? You work, and it goes to people who is not you. The only difference is the people are higher than you, not lower than you. But it's the idea around communism. People think they're going to take your labor and give it to people evenly across the board, and that's not necessarily what the understanding of communism is, because those things happen in any hierarchy, especially in the one we're in right now.
No, I would never preach communism. I would never
I know
preach
you
for you to
wouldn't,
be able to do
but
that.
there's a different understanding that you have around it.
I'm a very I believe in objectivism fully, and if
I
you
don't think- I
create
don't
good
think we could
products, you
ever
don't
even
ever
get to
do that.
objectivism, because objective would mean to be like without any kind of bias, and where none of us are God.
Well, no, but objectivism. The reason why Ayn Rand created objectivism is because being selfish is a good thing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody being selfish and creating a product to provide more value to the world. There's nothing wrong with that, even if they charge a ridiculous, crazy amount for it. If it's worth the market value that they're saying, it's worth it, because obviously they wouldn't be able to try. Charge that price if it wasn't worth it. So like, no, at the end of the day, there's tons of people that are trying to give stuff out for free, and we live in a world like that right now, especially with ChatGPT. There's tons of people trying to do that.
Texas, really.
But no, it's the freedom doesn't actually provide value to the world. It's the thing that's worth a lot of money. Elon Musk wouldn't be able to charge for Starlink if it didn't provide an immense amount of value to people who need internet in areas where nobody has internet. So that's a perfect example of objectivism that is fine. There's nothing wrong with him doing that. He could charge $300 a month, but if he's giving internet to people that couldn't have it before, what's wrong with that?
Well, that's
When you
just,
come in here with a better service, you undercut them.
Yeah, true, but
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
also-
That's why objectivism is so good.
But
Whereas if we lived in
that's-
communism, they would cut the price and say this is what it has to be for everybody to be happy.
On the-
Fuck
depends
that.
on the service.
Fuck that.
On
the
They should
Musk
never do
thing,
that.
though, that I wouldn't call that objectivism. Objectivism is he came up with it himself, and he may have come up with the ideas, sure, but you had an entire team that worked on it, and he's the only one getting the major profits out of that. That's capitalism. That's not objectivism.
Well, objectivism
Now,
is tied to
if he-
capitalism. I would say objectivism is literally
Oh,
tied to capitalism.
it is. I'm not
It's
denying
a one-to-one
that.
ratio.
I'm not
actually.
denying that statement. All I'm saying is objectivism means, for example, if some dude created Starlink in his garage and he gets all the profits, that's objectivism. If he had an entire team that helped him create it, even if he had 60% of the idea, but at the end of the day, most of the profits go to him, not his team. They just get a base
But
salary.
that's because he funded,
capitalism.
but he funded it. He's provided all the value to be able to make that thing happen. So it's
Sure,
I don't think
he
there's
may have
anything wrong
funded
with
it,
that.
but at the end of the day,
Market at the end of the day.
he didn't fund it. If he put out his personal paycheck to fund Starlink, then sure. No, Tesla funded it. His companies funded it. And the money
Which we
that
both give money to.
yeah, which we both give money to. So that money came from everyone else, not just him. It's the same thing as you going out for dinner on a corporate card and you pay it on the corporate card, not your personal card.
It's still valuable.
It's still valuable. I'm not denying that
Extremely
statement. 100%. It's just
value
not.
comes from a different source.
It's just not objectivism. It's capitalism. And you're right. They're related 100%. It's just in that case, when one person gets the majority of the profit that a bunch of team worked on, when they create an idea, capitalism.
But look
When
what
one
happens
person
whenever
created the
somebody
idea.
tries to do it solely. Look at not Elon Musk. Look at Nikola Tesla. He got completely screwed over because he single-handedly created AC/DC electricity, but then he got fucked in the contract.
Oh, 100%.
But
So
that-
because
that-
one person by himself is flawed,
Well, that's
he can
not
fall
why,
apart
brother.
very easily.
That's
Brother,
not why.
brother,
Yeah.
That's not why. If we're gonna bring up Nikola Tesla, you also have to bring up that, especially in the AC/DC,
goodness.
like that man was
Everybody
destroyed by
say that in this
capitalism.
room.
It was
No.
destroyed. He was bro.
He wasn't a negotiator. He couldn't negotiate on his own.
He's a damn scientist. Let that man science. Let that man be a scientist.
Elon is a scientist as well, though. Elon is a scientist as well, though.
Inventor.
But Nikola was a pure. He won't think about profit at all. That's why none of Nikola's freaking blueprints had any profit built into it. Yeah. He was strictly about you. Universal energy cannot.
It can't make money. Yeah.
No.
Using a Tesla coil can't make money.
It's beyond money. Listen to me. Universal energy is beyond money. Talk about can't make money. It can make you so much money that money isn't a thing anymore.
Well, if that was true, then we have Tesla coils everywhere. No, so like it's not profitable.
Listen,
to send out that
hilarious to me because why would DC make sure AC can't have you? Hold on,
because that was the one thing he created that was very powerful.
The reason why Nikola Tesla failed. The reason why he died early, the reason why he died alone was because his ops made it so that he couldn't only put out his universal energy idea. It was stopped. He got hit with a kibosh. And then
it wasn't profitable.
It was beyond profit.
No, it wasn't. Tesla coil wastes more energy
than it makes. Pulling money out of the air.
It wastes more energy than it makes.
Well, here's the thing. If you want to take Nikola Tesla as an example, that wasn't one guy who came up with the idea. It was a bunch of scientists that eventually together we got the idea. You still had Thomas Edison, you had Michael Faraday, you had a lot of people.
There's so many more examples.
You had the Faraday cage, you had everything. So at that point, that applies, but it doesn't apply.
What these things? Well, universal energy cannot exist with a for-profit energy system. That's why it had to be put down. That's just what happened.
Well, no, because when you're wasting that much energy, it's not profitable for everybody.
Waste?
Now,
there
is waste. The whole point of a Tesla coil is pumping an immense amount of electricity into it to pump it into the atmosphere, and that was a huge waste.
Actually,
massive
Tesla coils
waste.
suck energy out of the atmosphere.
No, it actually didn't. It actually didn't. No, it never sucked energy out.
Yeah,
it ran off the atmosphere a little bit, but not near as much as you're saying. It still had to be created from generators.
I
think we need to invest more into that.
But no, I agree with you.
You can't do it.
I agree with you that I don't know if anybody here has seen the Venus Project. Have you ever heard the Venus Project? Anybody watched Zeitgeist back in 2006?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so back then, we were talking about Zeitgeist and we were talking about, creating these cities that would be what were they called?
Let's see what Chad's talking about.
AKA, you're both wrong.
Okay, let's talk about it.
What a Tesla coil
it doesn't extract free energy, like I said.
Yeah, but it's not
That's all a Tesla coil was.
That was a coil. That was a Tesla coil.
Yeah, it was able to hold a bulb in the air, and then you have one light up.
What the Tesla coil was you were able to provide energy to multiple people because now you could transfer electricity
wirelessly. It was actually a wireless. It was a wireless electric device. It was like instead of us having extension cords running everywhere, we just let shit fucking sit with the right plug on it, and immediately fucking
it works just like Wi-Fi. Say it like that.
Exactly. That was the greatest example ever. Is the Wi-Fi? Yes.
Roger, you had a fridge problem. Fix steps. Right on.
Hey, LLC tax payment time.
Click that one for me, please. Can we pause the screen? Can we screenshot this, please? Thank you.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 1065. Okay, good. We're good. Thank you.
Hey, I know what's wrong with your fridge, man. Have any gas in it, bro?
I hate you so much.
That was running. I needed a catch.
Yeah, you didn't have a Tesla coil in the middle.
All right, man. Well, hey, look, I know we've definitely gone over way ahead of time, but hey, it's cool, man. We had such a good conversation today. I want to thank everyone who came out. You know what I'm saying? You guys coming out today and having the conversation with us. Of course, Sergio always, man. And then Vic stepping in last minute, bro. Hey, Vic's smart as hell, bro. It's crazy. I mean, you're smart.
Sometimes you need the Indian dude to go jump in, bro. We need it.
What is it you always say, system?
Hey, where do Atoms come from?
I'm gonna hate you. I'm gonna hit this bottle over your head.
From the Big Bang, bro. That's how they were created.
True, but they're also protons, neutrons, and electrons. Just so we're clear.
All right. Hey, no, but again, any thoughts on the show, man? What'd you guys think? Would you guys come back? I know it was kind of all over the place, but I loved it.
It was
man.
spastic.
It was great.
very
It was
spastic,
great. A
bro.
little bit different from what we usually do, man. I hope you guys learned a lot from it, the people watching. But what'd you guys think?
No, I certainly have learned a lot in the midst of it all.
Yeah.
Very different perspectives.
For sure.
Every individual here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Go look into the rise of Hitler and why he
Go read Ryan Combs, bro.
yeah, straight up. Go look into it. You'll be surprised.
All right, at this point, I can quote exactly what you're gonna say any day because you say it every fucking day.
That's how he ends the show every time.
He's a hero, bro. We work together.
We
We're at the same
work
office.
together. We're in the same office. We're literally like
Yeah,
desks
man.
right next to each other. So like every day at least.
We work for a staffing agency.
Yeah,
man. We're,
he's a VP of sales and director of IT.
yeah. But what'd you think, man?
Oh no, I didn't know what I was walking into.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was walking into, so I had a lot of fun just just debating with y'all. It's good.
Yeah.
It's healthy, exchanging ideas and just building upon, thoughts. So I appreciate this kind of stuff. I used to do this in college a lot and I missed it. So
there you go, yeah.
bring me back, you know what I mean? Let's get into those intellectual debates or whatever.
Oh,
you
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
100%, man.
Healthier, not online too.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Nah, intelligent men always welcome. I love brotherhood like this.
Yeah, oh, for sure. What about you, Vic? What'd you think?
Oh, it was fun. First time ever coming. Great time. I got to watch part of it. Got to be part of it. Like it was great. Great topics actually for once. So
Yeah, man.
good.
Great topics for once.
Not monetized.
Most of the time,
No. That was just that was me giving him shit because we
most
always
of the
give
time
each
it
other
is kind
shit.
of brain rot a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
No,
but,
it really isn't. But like I'm just giving you shit because we always give each other shit. But the point being, it was actually really cool. Like I liked it a lot. Great setup,
Hey,
great
you ever have a
people, great
conversation with
conversation.
an OnlyFans girl? It's crazy, bro.
There we go.
It's
We're
like I
back to
gotta
that
bring
now.
my-
Okay.
my weight, you know what I'm saying? I got to bring myself down a little bit to.
All right, let's be honest though. You have a conversation with an OnlyFans girl, you probably have a conversation with the guy running it, not actually the girl.
Oh, I've done that before. Though.
I knew-
I've ran it before. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I've been the guy.
I've been that guy. Yeah.
It's just
Lonely ass
marketing,
guys in
bro.
Ohio at like 2 in the morning. Yeah.
You have messages with the guy, then you want a picture. You get a message with the guy, you want a picture. Then at that point, he's gonna message the girl, ask for the picture, send it. Then get sent the picture, send it to you, and
Make the money.
And you
You-
circulate that with all the other guys in the you know what I'm saying, who are subscribed.
yeah. But I mean, that ties into his point. It's just lack of confidence for everyone. Now they all go to OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
all think they look ugly. You're not gonna pull someone if you look ugly.
We're part of the problem. But I'm okay with being part of that problem.
I get money
Because
out of
with
it,
the
bro.
problem, we get the sell solution.
Exactly.
Sales, baby. Let's
That's
go.
right. That's right.
You know how business works. If there's not a problem, create a problem. So you can offer a solution.
Hey, stop it, Jew. What are you doing? Like, yeah.
Hey, you guys ever seen before we end it? You drop some. There's a few Jewish people around. Drop a $1 bill and they'll run to it. It's
No,
crazy.
it's like the
It's crazy, bro.
It's like the goddamn Family Guy episode
Yeah.
where like Joe goes over to Jews
Yeah.
and he just drops a bunch of pennies and you see a
Look
bunch
it
of
up, dude. On TikTok, bro, some people be doing it. They'll be up on the second floor. They'll drop like a quarter, dude, and all the Jewish people are like, "Oh, wait, oh shit," and go after that quarter. They surround it. It's
Ironically, you know that applies to Indians as well, right? Just so we're clear.
It's like so weird. I keep dropping these hundreds, and I swear these Jewish people keep fucking.
Oh, I do that all the
circling
time. We're just not
around.
going to talk about where I do that.
I never, you know what? Look, I know we're trying to end this, but I never understood what happened in New York when the Jewish people were coming out of the tunnels. What was that? Wait, you guys know what that is?
Jewish people coming out of the
You,
tunnel.
Yeah.
you know
you
what
heard
was
of
in
it?
the tunnels, bro. Let's be real.
You heard of it?
Yeah.
It was during COVID, right?
We know what was down there.
Oh yeah.
Did you not
Oh,
see
no.
the kid beds and stuff?
Yeah, crazy shit. Yeah, hell yeah. And it never hit the news.
Why do we not get to we never got to Bohemian Grove or nothing?
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, we didn't peel back the layers at all, bro.
We'll come back for that. We'll come back for
I
that for
actually have
sure.
one
We didn't even get to the good stuff.
Yeah, no, hell yeah,
Nah, shout out to getting demonetized on YouTube. You know, like shout out to that. Ari went through that twice.
But by the way, on your whole tunnel
good
thing,
time.
it did get media coverage, but it was just a bunch of idiot fucking kids, students that created a tunnel.
Stop it, Vic. We know what you're doing. Stop it.
He's half Jewish.
I'm not half Jewish.
I knew it.
Hey,
He's sold, guys.
I'm not half
He's
Jewish.
sold.
Yeah, he's half
We're
Jewish.
not even close. It's just brain cells, my dude. Don't read everything you read on the internet. Point solved.
All right, I'm gonna check it on the Snopes and stuff.
I'm looking into it.
There's your first problem. Second problem.
But
No, I'm kidding.
but nah, hey, again, hey Sergio, thank you, man. Fuck yeah, we're gonna have you here next week, the following week. Hey, are we going back live next week?
Man, I fucking hope so. I miss
Wednesday.
this shit.
Yeah, Wednesday. I got a few a few bobs. They gonna come out here. Like Yeah,
Bro, you haven't had me message my bops yet. Let's do it. Let's see what I can bring.
Cameron on here.
Let's do it.
No, I'm talking about the real ones. You'll see.
Bobcast.
No, like a lot of the girls that used to come on my podcast are just waiting for another one to come up, and I haven't messaged
there you
them.
go.
So yeah, let me go ahead and hit them up and see what's
Let's
up.
do it. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. Another episode of Open Discussions. Tune in next week.
Yes.
Thank y'all, man.
Peace out.